Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on this Saturday morning, the last Saturday in July. I petitioned and I went to the local government and stuff and said, hey, why can't we have one more Saturday in July after this? I thought very reasonable. People want to make their summer a bit longer. As soon as August hits, you really feel like summer's over, even though there's like almost 2 months left. But as long as we're in July, there's still that, don't have to worry about school for kids going to school, don't really have to worry about school for those of us who are teachers. It's still July, as opposed to some of you might think of when you were growing up, you didn't really have to deal with school until Labor Day, but that's not the case for most of us, I guess, anymore. Most of us are back sort of the third week of August, or teaching certainly by the end of August. So as soon as August 1st hits, which is only like 3 days away now, you're kind of like, oh my God, I have to get all my stuff on Blackboard and all my slides ready and this and that. It's like, through July, you're working on it. But you're kind of, I can work on it today. Or if I get lazy, I don't. I can do this next week. This is not so. But August 1st, you feel like, dum, the shark in the water, dum. August 20th, August 24th, whatever it is, looming. So, I called our local representative and I called a couple of governors and I said, hey, who would it hurt? What would it make? You've been debating for all these years about doing away with like daylight savings and Eastern Standard and getting rid of that, which was stupid to begin with, right? Forget all that. Stop that. And then add another Saturday in July. Who would it hurt, right? There'd be another week for farmers markets so they could sell more produce. More weeks at the beach. More people would just have this feeling of like, oh, it's a long summer. It's a hot summer because it's a long summer this time. I'm really getting a vacation feel. I'm going to take another weekend away. But no. At the moment, they may change. They may vote on this in Congress next week. But unless they do, and they really have only 3 days to do it, this is the last Saturday in July. And yet we are here in the Daverhood, live on this Saturday, July 29th, 2023, with the 905th episode of this radio programmio podcastio of the stream. I haven't said that in a bit, and I don't think it's the way I normally say it. But it was a radio show, and then an internet show, and now, of course, for a couple of years, we've been doing a video podcast called Dave's Gone By. And what's kind of neat is, now that we've made this shift, every once in a while, we can bring back someone who was on the show and was a great guest, but we never got to see them. So that's going to happen today because our friend of the Daverhood, back from 2019, which was not that long ago if you look at the whole history of the program, but in 2019, we had an actor and writer named Michael Tucker on the program. And by the way, that picture, I know it's like kind of a middle-aged to elderly Jewish man. That is not Michael Tucker. That is, of course, Melvin G. Mintz behind me. But Michael Tucker had been, you know him from L.A. Law, of course. He was on all those seasons. He was there with his real-life wife, Jill Eikenberry, and they were married lawyers. Yeah, that's where everybody knows him from. He's done a lot of other stuff, too. As a matter of fact, if you ever go back and see that really good Woody Allen film, Radio Days, he has a terrific part in there as a dad. But Michael Tucker, he was on our show when he had a play that he had written being done, I believe out in New Jersey. Well, Michael Tucker's back because he's got another play. That's a good picture.
Somebody. I don't know what's going on there.
That's a really good picture. Now, notice from far away, if I take him far away,
You just see gray hair. No, but
he could be Melvin J.
no,
Mintz.
Melvin J. Mintz does not wear glasses. He's had radio. What is it?
Radial keratotomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would not wear glasses. Melvin J. Mintz does not need glasses. He can see through walls.
This is true.
He has the power of the mints.
If I could see through walls, I'd be stationed outside the women's volleyball team. But the locker room, that's a joke right there. It's a little tasteless, sexist 2023 joke from yours truly, Dave Lefkowitz.
Did you cut off your brain when you cut off your hair?
That's my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, there.
I made you tea.
And that was Michael Tucker. Thank you for the tea, man. Who, now you recognize him if you didn't before, he has a new play that he's written, and it's being done in Long Branch, New Jersey, at the New Jersey Repertoire. I did some hair cutting this morning, and I missed a spot. Long Branch, New Jersey Rep, doing a play, a comedy, it sounds like a nice old-fashioned-ish comedy, which tends to be what he writes. It's called A Tailor Near Me. Sounds like something that would have been on Broadway in like 1957 with, Menashe Skolnick and Clive Finkel.
Like A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, or It's Always Darkest Before the Dawn, one of those kind of...
It's not, it's not wokeness for wokeness sake, let's be trans. It's like a tailor near me. It's like he wants to get, the old crowd, the people who the old people who didn't stop going to the theater forever after COVID, to come back to the theater and say, oh, a tailor near me. I remember, they don't call them tailors anymore. Now they call them dry cleaners. That's where you bring we used to call them a tailor. We used to go a shoemaker and a tailor, and we would have milk delivered to the front door by a milkman. It would be in the glass bottles. But anyway, about the tailor, this is the crowd. And I'm that crowd. I admit it. I want to see this play.
You're very hyper today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm excited about doing my show,
You're very, You had a lot of caffeine.
But it's a cute story. The story of the play. I mean, I want to say it because I want Michael Tucker to say it.
Don't say it.
But it really is about a man going to a tailor.
Is it a passion project of his? Like a passion?
I don't know. I think it's just a play, a fun, nice play that he wanted to write. And check out who he's got in there. He's got James Pickens Jr. I wish I had a picture of him that we could show. And Richard Kind, whom you have seen in 4 million movies and TV shows. If you ever saw A Serious Man, the Coen Brothers film, he is in that. They're both in, A Tailor Near Me. And that is opening tonight, man. It's only time it runs through. Amazing. We have a playwright on our show on the night.
California?
On the day his play's opening. No, Jersey. It's literally happening at New Jersey Rep. So, very excited about this. I'm very excited to have Michael Tucker back in the Daverhood. He'll be talking to me, and he'll also be sticking around to play the Yesterday trivia quiz, which is a silly, pointless, kind of fun, I hope, trivia quiz that we do every week here, almost.
When you put in the words "a tailor near me," it brings you.
Yeah.
It must be something for. I bet you they searched it. A tailor near me is what you search on Google, like you say restaurants near me.
Oh, tailor near me. Yeah. So it is a modern.
When I put it in my phone, a tailor near me, it brought up all local tailors.
I didn't think of it.
I wonder if it's
GPS thing,
or a like you say.
When we're in the car, and we're looking for restaurants near me, and we look for the.
I wonder if it's.
A tailor near me. I want. Oh my God! What is an icebox dealer near me? Yeah. That would be a great thing. An air-conditioned movie theater showing features and short subjects all day long near me. Hey, a moil near me.
I'm gonna try that.
Actually, try
a moil near me. Oh, it's giving them all. Hold on.
You gotta spell it. Yeah.
M-O-I-L. Right?
No, M-O-H-E-L.
M-O.
This is gonna be amazing. It brings up.
Moil circumcision near me. Find a moil near me.
There you go. Oh, by the way. Here
we go.
Yeah. Moyle of Maryland, Brissing home circumcision. I was going to bring this up. I forgot to write it down. But there is a play coming to certainly not even Broadway, off Broadway in the next week or 2 or 3. And I don't know if it's part of a festival or it's part of a thing, but it is called Two circumcisions walk into a bar. I didn't write it, okay? And this day and age, you're right about that. I don't think there would be a flap about it. Get it? Get it? That's the actors don't get paid, but they work for tips. Can you look that up though? Two circumcisions walk into. See, you're my official phone person.
I got one slipper that fits.
What happened to your slipper?
But look at this.
I gotta show this. Wait, no, leave it. I want to show this on the air. How did this happen?
I don't know. The Velcro, and then when I try to fix it, take the Velcro and fix it.
It's like a show. Wait, it's
and then fix it. Even when you fix it, show them the normal one.
And this is Joyce's normal slipper.
And they don't make this anymore. I got.
I can see why.
I got
what happens to
I
it?
had them for like 5 years. I love them.
Well, do you know the brand?
Yeah,
well,
I looked it up on the interwebs, but they only have like.
Isotoner. Yeah.
The new ones are like fancy, stylish.
So?
Is
yeah.
like, oh, I looked up deer foam. I looked up.
No, they're isotoners.
Oh, good. Okay. What am I looking up?
No. Two circumcisions walk into a bar. I got a press release on this. I should have. Maybe I still have it on my. I should look it up. Hold on one moment. I'm gonna toss.
Wait, I'll give it to you.
All right. I'm gonna put the slippers there. Because I can read. I should really. Search mail, circumcisions.
No, I'm getting stuff that's not right.
Oh, no.
The New Yorker wrote an article about botched circumcisions and their aftermath.
Oh.
In the New Yorker. I don't want to read that.
Really? You don't?
I got a botched slipper. I can't even deal with.
Now I know I got this. Maybe I got this on my AOL mail account. Oh no!
I'll look it up on your phone. I can find it.
No, that wouldn't be open. Walk into. Maybe it wasn't walk into a bar. Let's see. Come on! Nothing.
I'll find it.
Maybe it was walk into and I'll do theater. I'm sorry to take your time with this, folks, but it's worth it if I find it, but I'm not.
I'm gonna look it up in your email, your Gmail.
I just did my Gmail. That's why I'm not finding it. So maybe it was, but I would have saved this.
You have Rabbi Saul jokes about circumcision.
Right. Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I probably did Rabbi Saul probably did
yeah, you want that?
A rabbinical reflection. Well, I can play that if we get to it. If I find this, well, I apologize because I had it, and I don't.
David, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I don't think you did.
You think I dreamed it?
I
dreamed it. This is this is upsetting me now. Is it in my trash, maybe? Let's see if I can search my trash for circumcisions.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. I need gloves and a plastic bag for that. But, oh no! Aha! It wasn't two circumcisions walk into a bar.
What was it?
How can I get this wrong, ladies and gentlemen?
Disappointed.
It's two foreskins walk into a bar.
Oh, naturally.
There you go. And I can find this now. Oh, I apologize to the playwright.
They have it, but they have it in pink. I don't want these.
It would be in pink, wouldn't it?
No, the flippers.
It's part of the Frigid New York Festival, which never let any of my plays in. Frigid New York presents the Two Foreskins Walk into a Bar. It's a solo, thank goodness, written and performed by Chris Thompson at the Crane Theater over on, I guess, East 4th Street near New York Theater Workshop. They're presenting an extended run of the play.
Oh.
So, I don't know what they did to extend it. It's part of the Queerly Festival, performed by Chris Thompson. Blah blah. Let's see the plot of two foreskins walk into a bar, with his 10-year relationship at an end, and his career going down the toilet. Loser British playwright Chris Thompson heads. It's probably like an autobiographical.
Oh, that's not good. That's never good.
If it's named after the playwright, they call himself a loser. We know this is going to be good.
That's not good.
He heads to New York City where he embarks on a journey of sexual liberation and self-discovery. But as he searches for connection, he faces up to the harsh realities of city life and the limitations of his own desires. An unflinching and hilarious account of starting your life again when you're a bottom who has hit rock bottom. Yeah.
Who wrote that?
Chris Thompson.
No, who wrote that? See, look.
I imagine Chris Thompson sort of fed that to the press agents.
Oh, okay.
I hope that's all he fed to the press agent. But let's see. Award-winning playwright and screenwriter brings his 5-star hit podcast to theatrical life in this laugh out loud, life-affirming show. Two foreskins walk into a bar. Unfurling, by the way, August 10th through December 14th. I don't know why I'm doing a plug for them. Well, he's probably wearing a plug. It's July 29th, and you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, Joyce.
Look at the new version of it. It's not as nice.
That is not two foreskins walking to a bar, but that's pretty. You should get that.
That's the new version of these, I think. These I got at Marshall's or somewhere. They were good.
Yeah, so get like two pair. This is really, because if it's Velcro, if it's too big, it can go, and if it's too small, it can go,
I don't know. I must have gotten some kind of slipper-related accident.
Oh, you mean?
It says your favorite Zens are now a slide.
Oh, thank goodness. Well,
I don't know what that. Oh, look, it used to.
Because the Zens that were not my favorites, they keep turning up.
But I don't want it. Oh, I want that color.
Oh,
look at the gray. Is not nice. That's not nice.
Does it have to be nice? They're slippers.
Yeah, but it has to be something I like. Okay.
As long as your foot fits and it doesn't trip you. Is a good thing.
This foot is fine. It's the one with the loose thing.
That's the one with the loose thing. You just pointed at the one with the loose thing.
Yes. Product. Slippers.
Yes.
I need to put Velcro.
Or as my mom would call them, Steppschier.
Slip-ons. Wait. Ballerinas, moccasins, slides. Compression? Mittens?
Ooh, compression? That's nice.
No, I don't think compression is what you...
Can you get me a pair of ballerina moccasins?
Yeah, of course.
I'm hoping to be a hot ballerina. Yeah. Give her a spin. Yeah. Anywho.
Oh my God.
What?
What the frick? Some of these things are like, who would wear? Look. Like,
oh, show me. Oh, damn it. If you're gonna show me, you gotta show them.
No, I just tell you can describe it. You have words.
Well, they're black and white leopard print.
And why are they giving sneakers? Sneakers aren't slippers, David.
No, they are not. Oh,
fox fur.
I beg your pardon?
Faux fur. I say fox because I'm illiterate.
I just didn't hear. It sounded like you said something different the first time.
Fox fur.
Yeah, yeah. I guess, anybody who's into furries would. But, where am I going with? Where am I going with anything? Anyway, on this program, Michael Tucker, and our Today, Yesterday trivia quiz, and our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we will be going to Rocky Ford, Colorado. Yes, I've written yet another poem after all these years. We've been doing one a week of Colorado Limericks of the Damned. They're 5-line poems that poke risque, sometimes dirty, sometimes downright disgusting fun at different places in the wonderful state of Colorado, where Joyce and I lived for about a decade or so. So, this week, Rocky Ford, Colorado. Don't miss it. Well, you're not missing it. We always say, don't miss it. You're here.
Do you think they'll have Velcro slippers there?
In Rocky Ford, Colorado?
That looks like a moccasin. Why would you want a slipper that looks like a moccasin?
Why? That would be kind of neat. Moccasins bring me back to my cousin and her husband. And it's funny, we were just talking about them a couple of weeks ago when my cousin Peter was on this program. And talking about when I was a kid and our cousins lived across the hall in Brooklyn. And I'll come over to them and they play, music and they read to me and they teach me to read. And they were really great and they were hippies. And it was the first time I ever encountered moccasins. And they made it seem so cool because I have, bunion feet. They're not enormously huge feet, but they were like feet that should be like this, came out like this. I had to wear special shoes. I couldn't wear sneakers. I couldn't wear comfortable shoes. They were like 20-pound heavy, almost like things that people with gout have to wear.
I had to wear orthopedic shoes too. I have flat feet. And then one
I
time,
went to
a podiatrist and he's like, "You're not going to grow arches. Wear whatever you want."
Oh.
And I was like, "I love you."
Freedom.
Yes,
when I discovered, people make fun because I've been wearing Velcro shoes for 35 years.
You were ahead of this Velcro slipper trend.
Yes.
And why can't you be the guru to beguile or conjure up some good Velcro slippers?
Those were beautiful. The Zens look beautiful. What's wrong with them?
I don't like it.
But
how would I type it in? Velcro slipper?
Yeah.
Velcro.
Velcro. But so I would go across the hall to my cousins, and they were wearing, which was the weirdest thing because I had to wear these giant, not in the house, but anytime we go anywhere, I'd be clomping along in these boots that my parents had to pay really good money for because they had to be specially made for my big ass ridiculous bunion feet.
You must have been so cute as a baby.
And I was supposed to correct my walk. I was supposed to do this and give me an arch, all that shit.
David, I wore braces.
Well, I wore braces for 8 years. I got my teeth.
No, my leg, because I didn't remember it, but
yeah.
My Nana said that I guess I was either bow-legged or knock-kneed, and I wore braces and I broke them.
Well, more fun when the girls are bow-legged for obvious reasons, but you know. Hey, don't throw. You didn't need these. You didn't need these for the quiz.
Okay, kick them back.
Here's one.
Okay.
But
Ow.
I mean, I would see them. I'm like, what are you guys wearing on your feet? And I was a man wearing this thing because it wasn't like a girl shirt. It was a moccasin, and you would see his toes. And I was like, what is that?
How come you see his toes?
Well, you know, I remember they used to wear flip flops.
He's probably wearing Birkenstocks. These are my people.
Back in the, yeah. And it was, and I wouldn't wear that in Brooklyn because it's just like there's glass and garbage and shit everywhere on the sidewalk. Hypodermic needles. You know. No, but you're not going to walk in a. I can't imagine.
I walk in
walking
a
in a
city
city
with my Birkenstocks all the time.
Everything can go right into your toe. There's nothing stopping. Whatever
you
a
gotta
rock.
live dangerously.
No, you don't. I can understand if you live in the country and you go out in the garden, you want to feel the grass, tickling your toesies for sure.
Well, my Birkenstocks my old ones I think were Papillon, or they were the lighter ones,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't have such a thick sole, or maybe over time I wore the sole, but these ones have like a thready sole.
Good.
When I wear them though, I feel like I'm wearing like.
All right, good. I mean, there's a reason women love these things.
But these are the real. Look at what they did they fixed my bunions.
This is amazing. My wife did not have the bunions that I have, but she had bunions.
Broke my slipper. The bunion was the only thing they got.
Her bunions, God, I don't want to say it, but they got smaller.
I don't think it's like poor bone structure, right? Like.
No. That bunion on your right foot was bigger.
Yes,
bigger.
I agree.
I mean, and when you're asleep, I do take a hammer very gently and go.
Thank you.
It's working. Is it not working?
Could you do it with my shoes on?
Look at this thing. It's a shark slipper.
No, but look at this is the normal one. Like why? What?
I don't know what happened.
Don't put it on the table, David. Don't put it on the table.
Oh, it's just bad luck. What? I don't know how. I have.
Yes.
I will look at this.
I wore them the same.
No, what happened was the Velcro got attached to this here. So if you pull this away.
But even when I pull it down, so even if you pull it down and try to fix it and make it tighter, you can pull it here. Like I'll show you. You can do this, right? Like you can pull this off.
That's what she said.
No, and you could try to make this tighter. Maybe because you have Velcro.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you what you can do. If you can put some Velcro under the Velcro and have it stick to that part, it will stay down.
And you think that would?
Yeah, or even a piece of really strong tape.
Because maybe see, look.
Yeah, I'm saying you just need a bit of tape you can Velcro the Velcro.
But still, even if I Velcro the Velcro, it's still too big. Look.
What? Oh, I mean, the slipper's not too big for your foot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole other problem right
there. Maybe do you think David or Leslie, who's playing the quiz today?
David Sheward from former managing editor of Backstage. He is a
man
critic.
About the world. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to ask him all about his trips.
Yeah.
Leslie Hoban Blake of Two on the Isle.
The original cast.
Yeah. With, I was going to say Richard Kind. No, it's going to be with Michael Tucker, of course, the playwright. Will be sticking around to play the Today Yesterday quiz. So that'll be really, really cool.
Maybe you could ask him to find me a shoemaker.
Well, he found a tailor near me.
Yeah.
If the show is a big hit, maybe there'll be a sequel.
Google it, or it might be an Alexa, Google, or Siri command. Yeah,
that's Siri. Find a tailor near me.
Yeah, it's got to be a command.
Yeah. Anyway, how you doing, babe?
Good, except for the slipper instance.
Except for the terrifying.
I'm about it.
I don't blame you.
I feel like on Fridays we normally go somewhere or do something and I missed it. You ever have that feeling?
Except yesterday we did what we usually do on Sundays.
No, but I feel like we missed something. Like I feel like Fridays I always do something that.
Fridays are anal sex day.
No.
Oh, David, I knew I forgot something.
David, first of all, retract that right now.
And that's what she said about that. No, kidding.
No, but what? I feel like we missed something on Friday, and I don't know what. Like my mind is like, I feel like when you normally have like acupuncture this day, the doctor's this day, the this is that day.
Right.
Like you normally have a pattern, and I looked at my calendar. There's nothing.
Well, no, Friday is usually our free day to go shopping, to go spaziering,
No, but
because there's other stuff during
maybe
the
I'm
week.
meaning with I don't know. I feel like I feel like there's a routinized thing on Friday that we missed, and I don't know what it is.
I think the thing on Friday that we miss is it's usually non-routine. It's the one day that isn't,
Oh,
because we save Sundays for shopping.
yeah.
This is the excitement of our lives,
When you
folks.
got your food yesterday, when you got your shrimps, I
Yes.
was talking to a lady online at Wegmans, and we were talking about the farmers market. She
Yeah.
What did she tell me? She didn't know the one, and because she had brie. I said, "How was the brie?" And she said it was good, and she had some kind of cheese with blueberries, and she said, "I never had that before." And I
Okay.
was telling her about the cheese at the farmers market, but that's Wednesday, not Friday.
Right. No, that
There's no
wasn't
farmers
Friday. So
market
that's
Friday.
probably a farmers market Friday.
Look, I'm gonna do what your friend did. Watch.
Farmers market near me.
Like, don't take my thunder. Farmers markets near me.
Maybe there's one today. We could go. There's an Amish
No,
market
Tuesday.
about 4 miles away. Yeah.
Yeah, that one closes at 4.
All right.
It says a hodgepodge, but we never get stuff there. You just get the donuts, but you're not super thrilled.
Well, yeah, but I get day old donuts at the Amish farmers market, and they're half price, and it's a really good deal. Their other stuff can be surprisingly expensive because we go, oh, they're Amish. What the hell? What are they spending money on? Why do they need to charge much for meat, this much for this for furniture?
Oh, you like the meat. You want to talk about something, but they don't have duck, I don't think.
No, but what I'm saying is like, wait a minute. If they're not using much electricity and they're not doing this and they don't have cars, it's like,
but like
why do they have to charge what grocery stores charge?
For the furniture, you're paying for all of the labor. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, but you pay for labor because the people who are doing the labor need that money to pay their mortgages and so forth.
I know what that is.
Whereas the Amish, there's like, 4 minutes. Hey, let's put up a barn. It's up.
Oh,
they don't have to wire it.
So that's clever. Sprouts says they're a farmer's market. They're a grocery store.
Yeah,
that's clever. But I like that marketing. That's
all right. Yeah.
Everything else has different days.
Any on Saturdays?
No.
All right. So no. We don't really need anything because.
No, I know. I'm just looking to see like what's what. I have to ask one of my colleagues. Like she's very smart. She's from from Maryland, and she knows everything. And she's like eco-friendly. I'm gonna ask her. She's told me the list, but I don't know where I wrote it. It was months ago. She gave me ones that we would like. Like she's like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, maybe some books, some flowers, not just
Kroger's.
No, not just like
not just food, but
so she told
cool
me,
stuff
I'm
like crafts and.
She gave me that list.
All right, yeah, we could try that.
I don't know. There's the one we went to the last time that was really.
We got some good cheese at a.
Or the other one we went to.
Yeah.
It closes at 6 today. It's in the one we went to where we got the corn, and you said the guy gave us bad corn, but it was good.
Yeah. Why? I don't know why you mouthed that particular place, but okay, sure, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with it. If we want to go somewhere, we'll go somewhere.
No,
just to get out and do a farmer's market.
I think we don't really.
You're
right, but we don't need stuff, and it's like it's not good to get extra stuff because I have like 2 bags of apples. Like then I can't. You'll have to eat some. Why don't you? You could take in your crock pot or something. Make like chicken with apple or something. They're very sweet apples. Like you could maybe you could make like an apple bake or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not gonna make a pie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll think about it. Anyway, so what else do I need to? My God, we're a half hour into the program and we've literally talked about nothing. But that's Dave's Gone By. That's what we do here every week in the Daverhood. What do I want to talk about before we bring Michael Tucker in and before we start getting to the other stuff that we have to do? It occurred to me.
Yeah.
When I wanted to get the promotion out about this episode of the show.
Yeah.
Which I always do. I go on, Facebook. I'm finally doing Instagram, LinkedIn.
Twitter's now, what is it called? You call it X or X?
So I thought, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I want to post on Twitter, as I have been doing, my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
that's a
do
really
I just...
nice combo outfit.
Do I just do X.com? Because it's Twitter. I'm like, I always go Twitter.
When you did it, what does it do?
X.com didn't do anything.
No, I think it's still Twitter. They didn't change the because it still says tweet and like this, tweet. So they're still like, what do you call a tweet then? Xing?
An X. I honestly don't.
A lot of people have asked that on Twitter.
Because yeah, it's like take me to
You
X.
know what somebody did? So this is horrible.
Yeah.
You know, you pay people when you rebrand like a university or a business thousands, if not millions of dollars to rebrand.
Sure.
So somebody who's a marketer on Twitter circled all the places where the old brand and the new brand appeared together on the platform and said that's not good like marketing. I mean branding. Like when you rebrand, you have to rebrand everything.
Every single thing.
Yeah.
I don't think Musk thinks in those. I don't think he cares. I think he's like, I want to, and it's his company.
Yeah.
If he want to rebrand it as like Prince did, like my name is now a squiggle symbol.
The symbol from the person. Well, he did it because of the issue with the record company.
Right.
So like his record company wasn't paying him fairly, and then he had to perform. Like, you know, artists never get paid fairly.
Well, not never, but they have to fight like crazy and have good lawyers to do it. But he could have also changed his name to Lemoyne.
Can you ask this guy about the Michael? Can you ask him about the writer's strike?
I will. Yeah, I will. But that's the thing. It's like he didn't have to change his name to a symbol. He could have changed it to Irving Klemmelstein. Instead, the artist formerly known as Prince was now Irving Klemmelstein.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be. But so if Elon Musk wants to say, today's next, tomorrow.
Sinead O'Connor said some pretty weird stuff about him in the book.
About Elon Musk?
No, about Prince.
Oh.
With the song and how so.
Well, why? Was he inappropriate? I don't see him being that way.
He was like bad to her.
Was he really?
It's true, yeah.
Well, I mean, he made more money off her version of the song than vice versa.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he was famous anyway.
Was it the royalties? Yeah.
I don't know. What did she say bad about him? She said bad about everybody. Catch her on a bad day, and she's gonna say shit about you. Not anymore. She's probably bitching at the worms who are nibbling on her.
Did they ever release that it was suicide? I'm gonna look.
I haven't looked this morning.
I don't think they did. I'm gonna look.
In case you have not heard, Sinead O'Connor.
Finish your.
What? Well, no, I'm just saying. In case you have not heard, Sinead O'Connor was found dead and unresponsive. I think she was 56 years old. Yesterday.
Says the cause of death is bipolar diagnosis. That can't be.
That is not a cause of death.
No.
I'm guessing on pills. They said she was found unresponsive, which is kind of different from like they found her feet dangling from the bathroom door, like Robin Williams and such. I got not that many jokes to make about her. I'm not going to make jokes, but
you want to show some of the pictures.
But it's unfortunate because she's brilliant musician. Even you get the right wingers who hated her and said she had one good song and she didn't even write it. At least get your facts right. Even long after that, she put out some uneven.
Tell people about your new boyfriend.
I will. But she had some good albums, even though they were uneven, very long past. I might not. You're not. What is it? I do not want what I haven't gotten. And I mean, she was on her game. She wrote wonderful songs, and she of course had a voice. I mean, of the two dead Irish crazies, you had Dolores O'Riordan and you had Sinead O'Connor. And Dolores O'Riordan was pretty talented and wrote some nice songs, and she had a great voice. But Sinead, just a little bit more on either side. She was great at her best. And the whole, I go back and forth on the whole Pope thing because she could have found another way. It occurred to me, this one. It's like, she's a musician. Yeah. She could have gone to Lorne Michaels and said, I've got a cryptic-ish song that I want to sing on the show. And it's all about, like Joni Mitchell's Magdalene Laundries.
The history of the photo is, so her mother was really mean to her. Her mother had a lot of problems. Yeah. And that photo was her mother's. And her mother did abusive things to her. So I think it was like that photo was meaningful. Like she wanted to
her.
Yeah.
To every Catholic in America, it was like, even if priests were raped. It's sort of like, there's also molestation and whatever in the Jewish community. If some person had gone on TV and ripped up a picture of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, going, fight the real evil, we wouldn't be necessarily thinking like, ooh, there must be molestation in the Orthodox Jewish Satmar community. No! It's sort of like, who is this anti-Semite ripping up a picture of the Rebbe? You know, whether you believe in the Rebbe or not believe, whether you're for the Rebbe or not. So I can get how Catholics even now don't, there's a good riddance. Bold, crazy bitch, the hell with her. This is what she did on TV, was it 40 years ago?
Wow,
right?
That's crazy.
All she had to do was write a song that...
Yeah, but think of like Karen Finley, think of other people, like a lot of artists, artists push the envelope, and that's why we have artists, right?
Absolutely true.
Artists have to push the envelope. If artists do everything safe, we're never going to have change. And, people who push that envelope.
And 90% of the time, 95, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's also like when Kathy Griffin took that picture, the comedy.
I never saw that yet.
You never saw it? She it was fake. She was holding up the severed, bloody head of Donald Trump. Kathy Griffin, the comedian. You remember?
I don't think
it killed her career.
I don't think you're allowed to show. You're like, isn't that like a threat? Like if you have some, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have. It seems to me like it's like you can't threaten somebody's life.
It's a provocation.
Yeah.
There were calls for her arrest of saying this is a living president. This is and this is of course around the time when you have all the Arabs in these countries under the Al Qaeda and everything were taking videos of cutting people's heads off for real.
Did she do it? What was her?
It was shock comedy. It was a meme. It was a posting like, hey. It did not work. That's the problem with comedy. You don't know if it lands until it either explodes or thuds. It has to come out. And I've argued this many times. You've got to say it first, and then take the consequences, as opposed to squelching it.
Sinead O'Connor wasn't comedy.
Who wasn't? No. Hers.
That wasn't comedy.
But even Kathy Griffin, because it was comedy, you give her more leeway. But it wasn't funny.
But if you just do something and say it's comedy, then you get away with it, like you said.
You're more like if it's
comedy.
An attempt to be fun. Yes, yeah. It's sort of like how I was also thinking about the whole Salman Rushdie thing. Like, remember when Salman Rushdie 30-something years ago, maybe more, wrote the Satanic Verses. Yeah. And they put out a fatwa on his life.
But he wasn't comedy. That's why.
No, it wasn't. But what I'm saying is, you trigger people. If you're tearing up the Pope, if you are holding Donald Trump by his hair.
But I think, probably for her, I mean, as somebody who grew up in the Catholic Church, and even in my parish, I told you that there were, thank goodness, I wasn't involved, but during the reunions and stuff, they kept trying to get us all to go, and I was like, this is kind of weird. And then later on, it came out there was some naughty stuff. I think, like, if you were somebody who was, what do you call it? You were exposed to that. I mean, I can't imagine, like, you...
I can't imagine, too, but you figure out the ways to...
but
because she was not the only... I mean, it wasn't she who suddenly made the explosive thing of, oh, by the way... all these priests have been doing this, and the parishes have been juggling the trouble and moving one priest who's been complained about just to another, thing about 20 miles away. That was out, and it did explode, but she didn't need to do that.
Was her thing, like, then why was it done at that time? Did she ever comment and say, like, why was it?
I guess, I don't know, I think she was so bombarded, and probably threatened. Well, I'm sure her life was threatened a zillion times within the first few weeks after that incident. Had to have been. She tore up a picture of the Pope in a country that is, 80% Christian, or was?
I don't know, but the interesting thing was that Pope John Paul, I think the thing about him is that he was the first Polish Pope, so all the Polish people loved him. Like, he was beloved by a lot of people, I know that.
Yeah, of all the popes to tear up. She didn't tear up the Nazi Pope. The guy who literally was in Hitler Youth and was in the German army, and they made him Pope. She didn't tear up a picture of Kurt Waldheim.
That's anachronistic. He was after that event.
He was there. Well, or Kurt Waldheim.
Did she ever explain it?
Look around for her quotes at the time, but I imagine that when he was listening, I imagine that also she, everybody kind of told her, lay low.
They did say that she was off-listed and she couldn't, like, no one would work with her. And
well, yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate. And her reasoning was different from the physical provocation of what she did. Yeah. You can tear up a picture. Go ahead, free country, but take the consequences. People are not going to let you put you in concert.
Isn't say the thing when she was in Dylan's concert with Chris.
Well, that was the thing. When
Christopherson.
She appeared, I think it was at the 30th anniversary. And that's how long ago this was. Dylan's now had his 60th anniversary.
Oh my God.
But they did a big concert, I think, at Madison Square Garden for Dylan. Every performer, Neil Young was there, Tom Petty was there. So Christopherson was there, and the Clancy brothers were there. And she was going to perform, and they just booed her before she even started. Booed her off the stage, and she was just shaking and angry and defiant and whatever. And Christopherson was just like, just put his big paws around her, and then wrote a poem for her later on, and stuff. Probably was a banger. Who didn't back then? But I don't know. It's sad. It's tragic. Blah blah blah. It's unfortunate. It's she probably had a lot more good music in her, which is the real thing. And it also makes me angry because the only part that really makes me mad is that she wrote this thing of how, almost like a farewell note. No, or it was after her kid suicided a year or so ago. One of her kids died. And she wrote this stuff about him, about being the only one that she really bonded with, the only, Meanwhile, this woman has other kids. How'd you like to, I understand she's upset, and it was her youngest probably, so there's a thing.
He was the favorite.
But you don't fucking write that if you have other children.
Whoops.
He was one of my 4 favorites. Fine, great. I loved him, as much as or I loved him this way. You could say a lot of things.
Being real. I'm sure parents have favorites.
But you don't do that.
Yeah, but why not preach the truth? I'm sure parents have favorites.
And not to mention, when you go off yourself, you leave the children. Even I'm sure the others are full grown. But when you kill yourself and you have kids, that's a scar. And it's one thing. Well, my mom's she's being institutionalized again, as opposed to, oh yeah, my mom was so crazy that she, right? How'd you like to live with that, grow up with that, and so forth. Anyway, fun stuff here on Dave's Gone By. I should have done My Sick Mind, some jokes, but I can't even. And most of her songs aren't, so I don't. He's just going away.
Okay, good. Okay.
But most people don't know most of her songs, so all I can really say is jump into, don't just go listening to I Do Not Want What I Have Not, Haven't Got Again. Do some of her first record, then go jump in and find the great songs on her later stuff, because there are. I trust me, there are. That is her real legacy more than anything. And some of those songs are very personal, and some of those songs are about her life.
What's the one you like?
There's a bunch, or a few. There's a few that are actually great. She did one when she was on Up, when she was getting married again. It didn't last very long, but she was really in kind of a good place. And a couple of the songs are very up and bouncy, and they're just wonderful. And I forget, unfortunately, the name of that album. They have sometimes very long, weird titles. And I don't want to be too specific because it might turn out to be a question on our Today Yesterday quiz. So I don't want to really go there and be specific.
Gotcha.
And no fair, David and Leslie, if you're scoping about for Sinead O'Connor trivia. Anyway, we're not going to get trivial now. We're going to be serious, serious and fun. Because we have, coming into the Daverhood, our friend of the Daverhood, he was, I'll wait till he's on and then I'll give his credit. So let's admit to the Daverhood. And we heard him back in 2019. Now, Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we will actually see him here as he is coming to promote a show that is opening tonight at New Jersey Repertory Theater in Long Branch, New Jersey. It's called A Tailor Near Me. It features James Pickens Jr. and Richard Kind, and it's going to run through late August. It's a comedy. Sounds really fun. We'll let Michael Tucker tell us about it. So he's entering the Daverhood on this July 29, 2023 with me, Dave Lefkowitz on Dave's Gone By. Here he is. Yeah, let's get rid of that fluorescent light above your head, and you just need to unmute, please, Michael. You look great.
How's that?
Fantastic. Good
Hi,
morning
Dave.
to you.
How are you?
Thank God, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm up and at 'em.
Turn on your
It's
microphone.
an exciting day for me, for sure.
It is absolutely now. Now, the first thing that my family would say is, "Oh my God, you're wearing schleikes. You're wearing."
I am. There's something in the play. A suit, a custom-made suit, is made during the play. It's one of the things that happens in the play, and the tailor gives him a whole lecture about the need for suspenders rather than a belt. He talks about gravity. He says a belt is you put it in to stop gravity, to fight gravity.
Yeah.
Suspenders, the pants, if they're properly cut, fall elegantly to a break just above the shoe top. So I have my elegant suspenders on to celebrate. Actually, I after 78 years on this earth, I finally realized that I like suspenders more than a belt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It,
So
belts
yeah,
are a thing, especially if you have like me. I've got a bit of a gut now, so it's sort
I
of
have a bit of a gut. Yes.
yeah. So where does it go if you have a belt? It's like over the belly button, under the belt. Where did what
Well,
do you?
that's the problem. That's the
Yeah.
problem. And then if you want to put something in your pocket, like your phone or your wallet, it
It's
pulls your pants down. So suspenders solve all these problems. I hope that, I'm giving this message to all your listeners and watchers here.
millions of people who tune into
I
this.
could boost suspender sales incredibly because of this morning.
Five more people will buy it today than yesterday. No, but are you going to be? I don't know where you live or where you are. Are you actually going to be at the premiere tonight in the?
I will. I'm now in Long Branch, New Jersey, staying with some dear friends. Actually, the people who run the theater, who have done now. This would be my third play that they've premiered at their wonderful theater at the New Jersey Repertory Company in Long Branch. It's kind of my home, my playwriting home. Yeah.
So actually, if these are friends of yours who are owning that
They
lovely,
have become friends of mine, yeah, over the years. Yeah, I
how are
didn't know them before.
they do? Because right now has been apparently a very tough time for regional theaters. The New York Times has written about it. Are they
That's
struggling like other companies? Do they have a subscription house that's staying stable?
They are the little engine that could. They're fighting hard. Of course they lost a lot of their subscription base during COVID,
Right.
and yet people are coming back, and we are sold out this week. We're sold out next week, and I think we're going to sell out for the entire run. That's what it's looking like. So we're very excited. We have some hot actors, that people want to see, uh,
Like
who are like Richard Kind and Jim
Tim,
Pickens, James Pickens Jr. From Grey's Anatomy and many years in the theater. And Richard Kind is on everything these days, including our stage. Yeah.
yeah, well, no, that's amazing. So, is there since it's already almost sold out? I don't want to put bugs in here. Are there whispers about, you know,
Well, we'll open the play first, and I think there'll be some people coming down to take a look at it. I don't know. I know of some people, who do produce in New York are going to come down and take a look, and I think there'll be others too.
and
So
I think last time you were on this program, you had a show at 59E, 59
that's
Theaters.
right. We moved it up to New York, yeah, which was very exciting. So, if we could do something like that again, either at 59 East 59th, which is a wonderful theater, or another off-Broadway theater, it would be very exciting. We'll have to. We were very fortunate to get these actors, and we sort of are taking advantage of a very bad situation. But because there's a strike against
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
so a lot of actors, can't work in television and film right now because we're on strike, but they can work in theater. So we got them.
Mazda, that's right. How has, like, it's been an amazing couple of years if you're in the entertainment world. First of all, how have you and your lovely wife, Jill Eikenberry, who was on the show with you last time you were here, how are you guys doing? How did you get through the pandemic? How was it for you two?
Well, we're essentially retired. I mean, we work when we feel like it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And so the pandemic was not a disaster for us, in terms of our profession so much.
How about
It was
health? Did you get it?
we never got we never neither of us got COVID. Poo poo exactly. But we have a couple of friends who died from it. A dear friend of ours who was in my last play that was done, the one that went to 59 East 59th, Mark Blum, died of it. Was one of the earliest deaths of COVID in New York. Which is a shocking thing. So it was a terrifying thing. Our kids got very nervous for it because we were reading in the paper about, especially the elderly, you have to watch out. And I said, gosh, that must really be bad for the elderly. And then our kids called up and said, Dad, that's you. You're the elderly now. Oh my God. So.
And how are you guys? So if you're semi-retired or mostly retired, so the strike isn't that big.
Not economically, no. I mean, the work that to have become a playwright is not a great economic move. Necessarily.
Even if you're getting done in Long Branch, New Jersey, which
Yeah,
is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Detroit. No, but
that's right. That's right. That could be next. Um, but I'm doing it because it's the most exciting thing I've ever done. I've always wanted to write, and when LA Law was over, I wrote a book that did well, and then two more books that did well, and then these were kind of memoir books and not cookbooks, but books about food. I like to write about food. I like to eat food, cook food, and then
all right. So I'm going to stop you right there because I wanted to ask about that. What are like one or two tips that you would give your basic kitchen, home from work, Iron Chef kind of person to
Mhm.
make their food better, their Italian cooking better?
Shop well. Get fresh food. It makes everything different. It makes everything better. It's easier to cook. You have to do less to it. You have to season it left, because it's fresh. Especially, during the summer months with all these fantastic vegetables and fruits and things like that. And then, if you want to do easy cooking, I do a lot of sheet pan in the oven kind of thing. You can, pick your protein, be it chicken or beef or fish or whatever. It's very easy and quick to cook it in the oven, and you can throw some vegetables on there at the same time and get everything done in one pan. And so there's an easy tip for you, and there's tons of recipes for that. Just look up sheet pan cooking.
Now, what is your, if you have one, signature dish? Like if you were cooking for the former President Obama or somebody, and they were coming to your house, what would you like make?
I would definitely do a pasta. That's my love and my specialty. So we have a house in Italy. We've had a house in Italy for 21 years now, and so we spent part of the year over there, and so I learned a lot about pasta when I was there. I dedicated myself to it.
Now, I was still speaking about you and your lovely wife, Jill Eikenberry.
Oh, by the way, and if you run into President Obama, tell him we'd love to have him for dinner.
Oh, he's watching now. You
Oh,
know, he
great.
watches the show every week when he can.
Okay.
But what was I going to? Isn't this year your 50th wedding anniversary?
We have just celebrated it last month in June, and we celebrated it at our house in Italy, and we
I
brought
mean,
our kids over and their husbands and wives, and had a wonderful party. Um, and it was there wasn't a dry eye in the house. We toasted each other, and Jill's toast was a surprise to me because we rented a wonderful jazz band to play during the party, and Jill snuck off during the week and rehearsed with them. And the toast she gave to me was, she sang "The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face," that song. Well, I'm telling you, it was something.
cool. I'm
So
gonna
anyway,
let's take
very
a moment
emotional
for him
moment.
to be verklempt. Just please.
I'm always verklempt. What can I tell you?
Oh, you're one of those. You're like as I get older,
Yeah.
anything.
Yes, anything. I cry at card tricks.
Bug spray commercial on TV. No,
Anything.
you're the roach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're here with Michael Tucker, the verklempt Michael Tucker. Can I ask? This also I didn't realize, and we didn't get to ask you last time you were here. My wife and I moved last year to Baltimore, or northern,
Oh, my
northern
city of
Baltimore.
my birth. Yeah.
Right. Do you have any memories of growing up in and around Baltimore?
I have many, many memories, and my brother and his family and his kids all still live there, and so we're down there, regularly, as much as we can. So I still have a lot of attachment in Baltimore. A lot of people that that are still there that are
How long
family
were you
friends.
living in Baltimore? I mean, when at what point did you just?
Through high school,
Oh,
through
yeah.
high After, yeah, I went to City College High School, and after I graduated there, I went to Carnegie Tech. Well, it was called Carnegie Tech then, and now it's Carnegie Mellon. And they had, and still have, one of the great professional drama programs. So, I went to trade school there, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
learned
Yeah.
about acting and all that.
So, what was your favorite role in college, in university, or tech theater? What part did
I
you
think
love?
the favorite experience I had there, and then I did it again twice afterwards in professional theaters, was in the play Waiting for Godot. I
Oh.
played Estragon in Waiting for Godot, and I love that play. I love doing it. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
What does it mean? I mean, I've seen Waiting for Godot, a dozen times and so forth. What did
Mhm.
you? What did it mean to you? I mean, what do you think this show actually
I think
means?
it microscopically shows what our life is. You know, it's it's um, it's all about they're waiting for something that never comes or may come and may not come, and they're waiting every day. And what they do is fill the time while waiting. And the best translation of the original French title, it was written first in French, is While Waiting for Godot. It's what you do, what and how you pass the time, and how you get your mind off of the fact that you're waiting for something that you don't really understand. And that's our life. Many people have great faith that they know what happens after we die, and that's how they pass the time. And many people say, I know that there is no God, and that's how he passes the time. And it's all about that.
Were you Vladimir? I guess you were Estragon. Who were you?
I
And
was just
time always. Were you always Estragon, or did you ever get to?
always, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I see. Yeah. I know. I just sort of see that. Now, totally different question because again, I didn't remember this, but you were in an English language film by Lena Wertmuller,
Yes,
Italian director. What
yes.
was she like? I mean, I don't know if you have any stories about Lena Wertmuller.
Yeah. Oh, I have many stories. It was one of the most exciting and terrifying things I had ever gone through. So the way I met Lena, or the way I got attached to that was while in New York, and theater actors in New York, this is long before LA law. One of the ways I made a living was to dub movies into the English dubbed versions of the movies, which was a kind of a going business because many audiences, not so much on the coast, but in the middle of America, don't want to read subtitles. They want to have it dubbed.
Right.
And so I dubbed Giancarlo Giannini in Swept Away. And Lena, of course, saw it or heard about it and saw it, and she was just about to do. She was the biggest director in the world after Seven Beauties. I also dubbed Giancarlo in that. So,
Wait
yeah,
a minute. I mean, I've seen that movie 50 times. That's your voice
if you see it dubbed,
Pasqualino?
yeah, if you see it dubbed, yeah, that's my voice. Yeah,
I
and
had no idea.
so that's how I got involved. Jill was out of town. I was putting my, at that time, baby daughter to bed, and the phone rang, and I said hello, and this voice said, "Scusami, I am the producer for Lena Wertmuller." And I said, "Who is this?" I was quite sure it was a friend of mine putting me on, but it was the producer, and I got involved. They wanted me to come over and work with Giancarlo because he was going to be working in English. For the film was being made in English. That's the first and only film she ever made in English because it was a disaster. And it was a disaster because neither the director or the star or the writer spoke any English, and they were putting together a film. And I was to come over there and help them with that. And I was like this nobody. And so she kicked me around a lot. She really was rough on me because
You're a translator. What the hell? What's her
I
problem?
had, well, I was sort of a, what do they call it? Not a coach or a dialogue coach for Giancarlo. He and I would work on into the night, and he has a good ear. So, I could sort of direct him or spoon feed him the way so that it makes sense. But Lena, she just died this past year,
Yeah.
so I can say all these bad things about her now. She won't be upset. But
No, I'm
Lena,
sorry to hear that. Yeah.
she was upset that I had this power because I spoke English, and she wanted all the power, and so we had to sort of work around her. So Giancarlo and I would work and get the scene, pretty right. We would go to her house, and then he would do it wrong, and she would tell me how bad I was and how stupid I was, and then he did it the way we had practiced it, and she took credit for it, and that's the way we had to go. That's the way we had to do it. It was
not a story I really wanted to. I'm glad you told it.
Experience of a lifetime, and it introduced us to Italy. We lived over there. I lived over there for 7 months altogether because I went back to do the dubbing and everything, and got to know people, and that led us eventually to this house that we have in Umbria.
So it's the house that Lena Wertmuller sort of bought. Not really, but
Well, she didn't buy it, but she was the beginning. We eventually became great friends, Lena and I. It all worked out. Yeah, but it all worked out very well, and I would see her whenever we went to Italy, and whenever she was in the States, we got together, and I love her, but she is a difficult. She can be a difficult person.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's amazing. There was almost a postscript. Oh, by the way, we became great friends. I'm like, where did that come from?
It's a story. It's almost too long to tell, but she because I was acting in the movie as well, and she couldn't get at me about the English thing because she didn't speak English. So I had this power that I didn't even want. But then when I was acting, that's what I was. I was an actor. I'm not a drama coach or anything. And I was very vulnerable. And she would do 30, 40 takes on things with me and tell me how bad I was.
Oh my God.
Just telling me, it was.
Did you speak Italian, by the way?
Well, I was learning it as fast as I could. Because the only time any English was spoken was when the camera was rolling. Otherwise, everybody talked in Italian because everybody on the set was Italian except me.
How was Candice Bergen in that film too?
She was. Yes, Candice. And
did you have to work with her, or did she?
Well, I worked with her on that, and we became very good friends. And she is one of the most wonderful people I know.
And alive and well, so that's also a good thing. Now, I want to tell everybody we're talking, of course, with Michael Tucker here, and he is a playwright. He's the author, of course, of A Tailor Near Me, which you can see it started 2 days ago. It's opening tonight at the New Jersey Rep in Long Branch, New Jersey, running to August 27th. To get your tickets, please go to njrep.org, except the first 2 weeks are sold out, so good luck getting it tonight.
Yeah, sometime in the last 2 weeks will be are still some seats, but they're selling fast. We have these great actors, and people want to see them.
Since it's a rep, they can't extend a week if they or can they?
I don't know, because it also will have something to do with the actors' schedules and things like that.
Well, if they're still on strike, what else are they?
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think the strike will still be going, but I'm not sure. They might have other commitments, so we'll see. We'll worry about that kind of stuff after we open. Tonight we open.
No, and it sounds like
one thing at a time.
Yeah. I want to also say that we're waiting for. We had Leslie was just about to enter the thing, and then maybe her computer conked out or something, and we're waiting for her to come back. Because
Uh-huh.
Leslie Hoban Blake is a former actress. She's a theater critic, and she has been on the local TV show Two on the Aisle for, oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God,
sure.
you know Two on the Aisle. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's totally gross.
yeah,
And they do the Siskel and Ebert tag team of reviewing theater. And
yeah.
so Leslie has been a wonderful friend of the show. So she's coming on to play the Today Yesterday quiz, along with, we're also waiting for David Sheward, who is the former managing editor of Backstage and was the former president of the Drama Desk. He now writes for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com,
Hmm.
and and TotalTheater.com. Forgot about that one. I'm waiting for both of them. Michael, if you could.
No,
Oh,
I'm here. I'm
oh,
here. I'm not physically there yet. Hello.
there's David
Oh,
Sheward. No, just
There
kidding.
I am.
There's Leslie Hoban Blake.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello,
Leslie.
Michael Tucker. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing? It's
I'm
nice
doing
to see
just
you.
great. Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Oh, good.
Here we
Oh,
are.
again,
I passed your house, I think. Are you
Where?
in Westport? Are you in Westport? Where are you?
Well, I live near Westport. We live in Easton, Connecticut, so it's in
Okay.
the
Yeah,
middle.
I was up visiting my kids in Old Saybrook. So,
Oh,
and then I
nice.
went to Ivoryton. So we were all over the place.
Oh, you're
Good
stalking the
morning, David.
Tuckerberries? Good morning,
Yes,
Leslie.
I'm stalking you guys. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
So
Ah,
welcome, Leslie. How have you been? You didn't have we didn't have a quiz last week, but it's great to see you. How you doing?
thank
I'm
you.
gonna also
I'm
text
doing.
you this year.
I'm doing very well. Am I?
Hmm.
Oh,
No,
there you go.
I literally had to
Easy
get my
come,
phone.
easy go.
Yeah. So cool. So have you gone to the theater this past week or so?
Yes, I
And
went to see
what-
The Cottage, and
yeah.
I went to see. Oh Lord, I hate it when I can't remember what I just saw. Um,
Well,
no,
the
it was The
cottage.
Cottage. They canceled Here Lies Love because Connie Ricamora was out. So I really want to see him. I'm very fond
Mm.
of him. So I don't want to miss his performance.
So Here Lies Love is the David Byrne show. It was off Broadway a few years ago. It's all about
Yes.
Imelda Marcos and all that
You
stuff.
know, pardon me if all I can think of is Evita, right? I mean, and she's still alive. I mean, that was to a dead a dictator's wife, but she's still alive.
Imelda Marcos is alive?
Isn't she alive? I thought she was still alive. Well, anyway,
I have to Google that. But how was
I
the?
don't know. I could be wrong. Listen, I don't know
You're
anything
starting a
anymore.
rumor, you know.
I am. I'm hoping it will spread like wildfire. I shouldn't say that. Wildfire is terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. David Sheward is coming into the Daverhood as we speak.
I
Did you
think
like the?
David. Oh, duh.
Most of the critics really liked the cottage. New York Post was not on board. What did you think, Les?
Oh,
Oh,
you want my 2-minute review? Good morning, David.
good
David
morning,
is
David
back
Sheward.
from
Hello.
Greece. He's got lots to
Good
talk about.
morning.
My 2-minute review, my
1
2
minute
word
review
review
because
of
we
The
gotta get to the
Cottage.
quiz. But yeah.
It's like the play that goes wrong in the cottage.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
So that's it's just fast and stupid and funny, and it turns off your brain for 2 hours, David?
Yes.
Roughly 2
Well,
hours.
David
Yeah,
gave it a
that's
great
about
review.
it.
You really liked it, David, right?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was silly. Leslie is right. It's not, you know, anything for your brain, but it's totally frothy and fun and silly and the perfect.
You know what? I'm skipping Oppenheimer and I'm going to Barbie. So I'm in the mood to have my mind just, opened and elevated with laughing, and that's it. I can't
I'm
handle
gonna
it
try and
anymore.
see. I'm gonna try and see both.
Anyway,
Oh, you're
let me
gonna do a
make just final
Barbenheimer?
introductions.
Okay.
Here. We've got Michael Tucker, whom you of course remember from LA Law and the Woody Allen from Radio Days and a whole bunch of other things. He's got a play opening tonight in New Jersey called A Tailor Near Me. David Sheward from TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, TotalTheater.com, and his blog, The David Desk, and Leslie Hoban Blake from Two on the Island. You're all here to play our yes. Today,
David,
yesterday,
did you ever get the crown?
No. Well,
It
let's.
never arrived. Well, would you please ask lovely Joyce to make him a crown?
I will.
Because I mailed it in the same envelope that you mailed it to me. So
Well,
sorry.
The winners of the trivia get a cardboard little crown to wear. So, Michael, if you win,
If I play my cards right, I could get a crown.
If you
yes.
play your cards right. Just one quick thing, Michael. Where are you? I know it'll be said at the end, but where are you playing in New Jersey?
At the New Jersey Repertory Company in Long Branch, New Jersey.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful.
Where his
Like a
other
second home
play-
for him.
Kind of my playwriting home. This will be the third play that I've done there.
Oh,
And premiered there. So, and this is very exciting. I have a wonderful cast. I have sensational actors, Jim Pickens and Richard Kind.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You called in favors, huh? I like
Yeah.
that. That's great.
And
By
they
the way,
are
you notice,
they're wonderful. They're just wonderful.
You notice, Michael, that our two people who are playing the quiz obviously don't watch the first half of the show because otherwise they would have played that like 12 times. But it's okay. It's okay. No hard feelings. But Leslie and David, first thing I'm going to ask kindly is, will Michael Tucker think of a number between 1 and 6 and tell me what it is?
Now, 4.
4. Michael with a 4. Leslie, I know you're going to be 6, so this is David, are you 3 or 2, or what's your number?
I'll pick 3.
3. David Sheward is picking a 3. All this means is we're going to figure out who goes first, second, and third, Michael. And by the way, it's called the Today Yesterday Trivia Quiz. It's 6 trivia questions. They're worth 2 points apiece. Then we go in 2 rounds. Each person gets a question. If you get it right, you get 2 points. If you get it wrong, no penalty. So it's kind of fun to talk out loud and spazier
No
and
penalty.
so forth.
Okay.
No
But
penalty.
It's very early. It's a little early in the morning to be competitive, I have to tell you.
I
But
know.
I'll do my best.
you're East Coast. We have people play this out in California and Canada where it's like 6 in the morning for them. It's nothing.
All right. Well, let
Just
it
for fun.
fly. Here we go.
All right, here we go. I rolled a 5. Joyce is
Oh, my actual physical die. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
Leslie,
my God, look at that.
yeah, this is what Joyce has been rolling the last time she's been on. I'm not sure where she is at the
Oh.
moment, but 6. This is a 6. Leslie, do you want to be first, second, or third?
Third, please.
Third. Oh, you're playing the long game.
I'm playing the weird game, yes.
Okay, 4. Michael, would you rather be first or second?
I'll be second.
Michael, second. So David Sheward, and you're kind of used to this.
Sorry,
Okay.
David. You have to lead it.
Okay.
So here's the deal, Michael. The only other thing you really need to know about the game at this point is that some of the questions have to do with things that occurred in history on July 29th, on this date.
Okay.
So
Hypothetically, yes.
Why you look so worried? Smile. It's so you're
No.
Terribly worried.
Okay,
I'm having a panic attack right now.
good. Good. I am. No, but it's okay. Here we go. David Sheward, this first question is for you.
Okay.
The year was 1905. A memorandum was drafted today by Japan and the United States. Basically, the Taft-Katsura Agreement agreed that the United States would keep its hands off of Korea while the Japanese would not interfere with the U.S. controlling which country? It's a multiple choice. A, Philippines, B, Taiwan, C, Malaysia, D, Vietnam.
Okay. Philippines,
Taiwan.
Taiwan, Malaysia,
Malaysia,
yes,
or D, Vietnam.
Vietnam. And the question was, and
I'll
what
read
year
it
was
again.
it?
On July 28, 1905,
Uh-huh.
the memorandum was drafted today by Japan and the U.S., the Taft-Katsura Agreement. It said that the United States would keep its hands off Korea and the Japanese would not interfere with which country?
I think, well, the French were in Vietnam at that point. The Chinese, I'm not sure what was happening. I think China still controlled Taiwan at that point. I think it's the Philippines because there was a lot going on at that point with the Philippines. I'm trying to recall. In any event, I will say A, the Philippines.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, in honor of my dad, whose name was Philip, I'm giving you 2 points, David Sheward, but that is the correct answer. Philippines, that was the point. The United States wanted to meddle there, and we did. And Japan said, all right, but we get Korea. Which,
Okay.
by the way, did you know, here's a little bit of trivia for you. Since we were just talking about this, Leslie, that you know who the current president of the Philippines is?
Marco's son, isn't it?
Yes, Bongbong Marcos is his.
Yeah.
Bongbong Marcos. He's
I gave up the chance to say it because I thought you'd have more fun with it.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that shot. David Sheward on top of the quiz with 2 big points, but Michael,
Yes.
you get this next question directly.
Okay.
Are you ready? You're ready.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Good. This is also a multiple choice question. On Wednesday, news came that after a tragic and controversial life, pop legend Sinead O'Connor passed at the age of 56. Her best known work remains her second album, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, which features her cover of Nothing Compares to You by Prince. But she did a few albums after that, some of them uneven, but with major high points. Which of the following is not a Sinead O'Connor album? A, How About I Be Me and You Be You? B, Theology? C, There's Always Another Girl? D, I'm Not Bossy, I'm the Boss.
I would say D. I'm not bossy, I'm the boss. And it's an absolute guess
Yes.
because I don't know any of those albums.
Is that your final answer?
It is my final answer.
Well, I don't mean to sound bossy, Michael, but that is not the correct answer. It is a Sinead O'Connor record. It has some good stuff on it, as a matter of fact. We have a steal opportunity now between David Sheward and Leslie Hoban. Well, the dice didn't really roll that way. I have a 2, that doesn't work. I have 5, that doesn't work. I normally do this on a digital die, and now you can see why. Leslie, 6.
Okay, I did think her life was tragic. I thought she had a very bad luck for just everything.
Well, yeah.
After she had good luck, she had bad luck. This is, I'm going to go with I Be Me, You Be You. Wait, is this what she didn't do or what she did do?
Not.
Which of these is not?
This is not. Okay, sorry, that was my error. What is number 3?
Okay,
Something
I'll
with
read
girl?
the choices again.
Another girl.
Which of these is not a Sinead album? A, How About I Be Me and You Be You? B, Theology? C, There's Always Another Girl?
See, there's always another girl.
Is that your final answer?
That's my guess, Michael, yes.
Well, there's always another guess, Leslie, but you won't need one because you just got 2 points.
Okay, no.
Well done. That is actually an album by Juliana Hatfield, not Sinead O'Connor. So, Leslie, you get 2 big points there. You are now.
Juliana Hatfield, yes, I knew her well.
She's alive and well, by the way, and she was on
No,
this.
no, I know. I just don't have any idea who she is. That's all.
Oh,
Sorry.
she's doing some great stuff. Anyway, we now get to Leslie again, because Leslie just stole a question. She got 2 extra points. But now this is Leslie's question directly, and it is also a multiple choice. Are you ready, Les?
I am.
Okay. The music world also lost another talent this week when the Eagles' Randy Meisner died of COPD at the age of 77. Now, we're going to take it to the limit with this question. Which of these is false about the life of Randy Meisner? A, Meisner's wife accidentally shot herself dead when she was moving a rifle. B, when Meisner appeared on Joe Walsh's satellite radio show, as a goof, Richie Fury, Jim Messina, and Rusty Young all called in to say what a pain in the ass Messina was when he was with them in Poco. C, for 10 years, a man impersonated Randy Meisner in order to get free hotel rooms, musical instruments, women, and other nice things. Or D, Meisner once choked on a piece of food that put him in a temporary coma. All of these are true except one, which is false.
What I want to know is he related to Sanford Meisner, or he's just?
I doubt. I mean, Meisner was Jewish, and I think.
Maybe.
Oh, this Meisner is not. Okay, this Meisner is a Germanic Meisner.
Maybe.
I lost A and B in this. I got C and D, but I don't know what A and B were. I'm sorry.
So the choices are: which of these is false about Randy Meisner's life? A, Meisner's wife accidentally shot herself dead when she was moving a rifle. B, when Meisner appeared on Joe Walsh's satellite radio show. As a goof, Richie Fury, Jim Messina, and Rusty Young all called in to say what a pain in the ass Messina was when he was with them in Poco. I'll read C again. C, for 10 years, a man impersonated Randy Meisner in order to get free hotel rooms, musical instruments, women, and other nice things. Or D, Meisner once choked on a piece of food and put him
You
in.
said Messina. Did you mean Meisner or did you mean Messina? Or did you mean Meisner? For number 2, you said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
you said-
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no, I just wanted to make sure I
Meisner.
was,
Meisner.
okay,
Yeah. Meisner.
okay. As a goof, right, okay, I got it.
That was my goof. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, which is false, is, well, the temporary coma and the 2 years, no, never mind, that wouldn't work. I'm gonna say the temporary coma, number D.
You're saying it is not true that he choked on food and went into
Sure.
a coma. I mean,
Sure.
that's your answer. Here. Oh, Leslie, you must be choking because I'm afraid that did really happen. So you're not getting the 2 points on that question. We have a steal opportunity here for either David or Michael. That rang off the table. 3. David Sheward, that's your number.
Oh, okay. Before, I just have a separate trivia question. Speaking of stealing, in which television series did Michael Tucker play a master thief?
Oh.
Okay, Michael, you can answer this one.
I could answer that one. I could.
Well, I'm just David and I can, you can answer also, David. Wait a minute now.
In what series did Michael?
What television series did Michael Tucker have a guest shot
Yes,
in which he played
Oh,
a
it was a
master
guest shot,
thief?
okay.
In which he played a master thief. Speaking of stealing,
You have a good memory.
Criminal Minds?
it was my favorite television show.
Hal Burnett Show?
No, not the Carol Burnett show.
Bugs Bunny, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Those are his favorite shows.
Can you put it in era?
The late, I think it was the late 80s, mid to late 80s.
Okay, favorite time of the late 80s would have been.
Magnum PI.
Michael played a master thief. And
Was
he
it
had a
Magnum
mustache.
PI?
He had a mustache in it.
Well, that
It's
helps.
Magnum PI. I keep asking
No,
you that.
it was
Okay, well,
Will
let's
and
help
Grace?
Michael?
No. Was it comedy or was it a?
It was a drama.
It was a
Top drama show of that era.
well, he wouldn't have been on NYPD Blue because it was on LA Law. Hill Street, no.
Yes, Hill
what?
Street Blues.
Oh, it was Hill Street?
It was
Yes.
Hill Street.
All right, I don't get any points because it took me like 5 guesses, but hey, me. All right.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah, it was-
stories, Michael, about being on Hill Street, or you remember that episode, or
Oh, I remember it very well. Yeah.
working with those people, and you know.
Well, it was great. It was also my favorite show,
Uh-huh.
and the creator of it and writer of it was my best friend.
Stephen Bochco.
Yeah, we went to college together, and as did Bruce White, who was a regular on the show, and Charlie Hayde. So Bochco
Wow.
Detective
pulled
Belker.
a lot of us up, and then eventually with LA Law.
Is Bruce White still with us? I mean,
Yes.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Oh, so you're still in touch? You were friends? Are you still? How's he
Yeah,
doing?
we're very much in touch. Yeah.
Michael and Jill also did an episode where they were a tourist couple whose
Yes.
luggage had been stolen, and a drag queen stole Jill's dress.
That's right.
And Bruce White, as Mick Belker, was ushering them into this crappy hotel. And they see the drag queen wearing Jill's dress, and they say, "We want our dress back." And
Your property.
And Mick Belker is the guy who calls everybody Rat Fink, and he's shaven, undercover. He smokes a cigar. He's got the gloves with no fingers, and he goes up to the drag queen and says, "Give me back the dress."
That's pretty. I love that character.
He has an encyclopedic memory of
And the
all
drag
this
queen
stuff.
says, "I'd rather die."
And who played the drag queen?
I don't.
Oh, Michael, no, this one's yours, Michael. Now,
I know that I can't answer. No.
And Mick says, "Why don't you wear pants?" And the drag queen says, "I'd rather die." Anyway, so I just thought I'd throw that.
no, thank you. Speaking of death, Randy Meisner died, so I don't know if we
Okay.
got an answer on this. Oh, so
All right, so is it
his?
which of these is false?
Right.
His wife died. He was in pain. It was on some radio show, and his friends called him up to say he was a pain in the ass as a goof. or some impersonator impersonated him for 10 years. One of those three.
Well, this is not true.
Is not true. I'll say the impersonator because maybe I don't think he could have gotten away with it for 10 years.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yes, yes.
Well, it looks like you're not getting 2 points.
Oh, well.
All right. That was really, he also impersonated, what was his name? Don Henley for a couple of years.
Oh, he was a real Eagles fan, huh?
Because everyone knew who Don Henley was, but no one knew who.
An identity thief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
before credit cards. So, but Michael, here's the thing. You have a 50-50 shot of getting 2 points and tying up the game.
So his wife died as one of them,
Right.
and the other one is the call in on the radio show and
Pain in
everyone.
the ass, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say that, again, a blind guess, but I'm going to say that the wife died. That didn't happen.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
It is my first and last answer, yes.
Well, Michael, you took a shot. Unfortunately, his wife did too. That was a true
I'm
thing.
sorry for both those things. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that his wife
He was
died.
moving a
and
rifle
sorry
that went off.
that I
And
struck out on the quiz.
I made up the whole thing
Well,
about.
not yet. There's a whole 3 more questions.
Yeah, well, that's just round one. That's round one of our Today Yesterday Trivia Quiz, which leaves us with David and Leslie tied at 2 points apiece. Michael not yet on the board, but each contestant has one more question to go before we get to our tiebreaker. So we start again with David Sheward with a question. Are you ready, David?
Yes, I'm ready.
Now this question asks you to change one letter.
Ah,
You know how
okay.
this works. So this question has 2 answers, each one worth 1 point apiece, and the 2 answers are only 1 letter apart. You know,
Okay.
if this question goes to you, Michael, I'll explain it more. But David and Leslie know how this works. It's called
Okay.
Change One Letter, and it's about someone who was born today in 1930 in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
His Modern Dancers Company gave us the rights of Spring and Oriole. Change one letter for a Waco University with a Christian soul.
Okay, his modern dance gave us the rights of spring, the rite of spring, and
Oriole,
Oriole.
like
Okay, I think I know. I know that several choreographers have done the rite of spring, but the only thing that comes to mind that could possibly work is Paul Taylor, because there's the only university I can think of in Texas is Baylor. So I'm going to say it's Taylor and Baylor.
is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, David Sheward, you nailered it. That is exactly the right answer. Well, come on, let's have some applause for David Sheward getting that. Would you have gotten it if you thought it was the bird rather than the nipple? I think when I
What?
picked the nipple, you got it. You were just like Oriole. Oh, that Oriole.
Oh.
So David Sheward with 4 points on the board. Congratulations, man. It's a big lead now, but not insurmountable. Michael, this question now goes to you. And again, it's a typical question. It's a multiple choice worth 2 points if you get it right. You ready?
Yes.
The year was 1980. In a tryout before heading to New York, David Bowie begins performances in Bernard Pomerance's play The Elephant Man, directed by Jack Hofstas, at the Auditorium Theater in Denver. According to treehugger.com, which of these is false about elephants?
That's a
A, they really do have great memories. B, elephants can send messages to other elephants miles away just by stomping their feet. C, elephants are pretty good swimmers. D, when an elephant is startled, it can jump almost a foot off the ground. One of these is false.
Can I hear them one more time?
Absolutely. So,
Thank you.
in honor of the Elephant Man trying out in Denver, Colorado back in 1980, on this day, July 29th, which of these is false about actual elephants? A, they really do have great memories. B, elephants can send messages to other elephants miles away just by stomping their feet. C, elephants are pretty good swimmers. Or D, when an elephant is startled, it can jump almost a foot off the ground.
I'm going to say D is false.
You're going to say, any particular reason?
No, I just can't. I'm trying to picture an elephant going a foot off the ground, and I think that's not going to happen. But
It's a great line reading on no. I like that.
Final answer. No?
yes, final answer. Yes.
Well, we should put you in the off-Broadway show, former off-Broadway show, Stomp, because you got that right. Elephants cannot jump. They're one of those weird animals.
I'll tell you something else. Neither can I.
Well, if I pull your suspenders up enough, you'll probably come. Yeah.
So I thought maybe they couldn't swim either because of the weight. They
No,
can
they're pretty
actually
good.
I remember seeing in a documentary. I've seen elephants. They can swim.
swimming.
Yeah.
And they can remember
that.
yeah,
And the memory thing. Yeah. The
The
memory.
memory thing.
I know that from Dumbo. You know, they had. So that was a factual thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So this,
As was
I'm
Bambi.
thrilled that I got
As
some
was
points.
Bambi, absolutely.
Have I
factual.
passed David yet? No, I don't think so.
no,
No, but
David
you and I are
Sheward.
tied if that's of any consequence.
He's rounding third and heading home.
Yes, he always does.
Well, I should have mentioned also, Michael, that it's very, this obvious this quiz is ridiculous and difficult, and sometimes the questions are strange. If you get any points, you should be thrilled and dance.
Oh, yes.
Your 50th anniversary was
I'm going to write everybody and tell them that I got 2 points.
You may get more.
I may.
Yeah. We still have one more question left in our regular round, and this goes directly to Leslie. If she gets it.
50th anniversary of wedding or 50th anniversary in acting or?
Oh, no.
What? My 50th was, yes, a wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Jill and I have
congratulations.
been married 50 years to this past June.
Oh.
Wow, that takes doing.
Well, it does. It's been a great time. I hope the next 50 years good.
I hope so too. From
Oh,
your
yeah.
mouth to God's ears, as they say.
All right. So, Leslie, guess
Yes,
what?
sir.
Guess what kind of question I'm giving you?
I knew you had it saved up for me. This is my least favorite of all questions, my
I
friend.
know, I know. Well, you chose to go third, so here we go.
Yeah, right. It's my fault. Right. Okay. Go ahead.
So it's called Three Clues in the News. And again, Michael, if this question comes to you, I'll explain it more.
Okay.
But basically, I'm going to give Leslie three words or clues, and each of them connects to another word that she has to think of. The words themselves don't connect to each other. They each separately connect to the word that we're looking for, and that word has something to do with something that happened in the news this past week or two. So, Les, you good?
I have no idea what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I'm fine, but I'm seeing him shaking his head, and I'm sure he has no idea.
You-
what-
that's-
I'm
It'll make
going to know
sense.
more
It'll make
when
sense
I
when
see
you
you
do
Okay.
guess.
All right. Go.
Okay.
Or
Leslie?
no, you might know. You might not guess. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Here are the three clues in the news. Iron, of the future, rocket.
Well, the obvious word is man of the future, Iron Man, and Rocket Man.
Oh, no, I'm going to read them again. I'm going to
I
read the
think
clues.
I know.
Did I get one of them wrong? that you
Iron, of the future, rocket.
said? Rocket. I don't even know what a
Rocket.
rocket is. I know what a bracket is. What's a
I thought you
bracket?
said rocket.
Rocket.
I don't know what a bracket is. I've never heard that word.
I know what it is.
It's a clue.
Oh, thank you, David.
Uh-oh, is David sort of, if he gets this, he's going to get 2 more points already?
No,
Don't say.
no. I'm only. It's a word I don't think I've ever heard in my life. And David goes, I know what that is. Thank you, David. Rocket. I don't know what a bracket is. So I don't know how to do this.
Remember, it's a clue.
I know.
Well, then it could be it's a word, but it could also be. I'm not going to say any more. It's a clue.
Thank you. I would have been happy for the clue, but it's fine. Okay. The future iron and rocket. Rocket, iron.
David is just licking his chops. Wait.
I know. Rocket.
Yeah, you started the quiz early.
Because I don't know what bracket is, I can't do it. I gave you what I thought it was, and I can't do it. So please give it to somebody to try to do.
All right,
it,
so
'cause
you're gonna pass. So
I'm
let's.
lost.
All right, okay. We're gonna roll the die. Joyce, do you want? That's my wife, Joyce, in the background there.
Hey, Joyce.
Do the
Hey,
official die
Leslie.
roll. Wow, it landed on its side. Hold on, let's go through it.
We all get 2
It says
points.
it's
If it
60.
lands on its side, we all get 2 points.
Here we go. Oh,
Two,
2. Does someone have? No. We're getting there.
three.
3. David Sheward.
Okay,
All right, it's 3 clues in the news. I'm
All
getting
right.
the feeling David's going to take the game right here.
all right.
The clues are iron of the future, brocket. What word are we looking for?
Chef.
Say it again.
Chef.
Yes, indeed, you are cooking with gas. The answer was, Leslie, chef.
Oh.
Chef, Iron Chef, which is a popular
Oh.
TV show. Chef of the Future, which comes from
The honeymooners.
the Honeymooners, of course. And nobody remembers Chef Brockett?
Brockett from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Rogers.
No, sorry.
Mr. Rogers.
You didn't grow up watching Chef Brockett
Rogers,
in my kitchen? Oh, well,
I
anyway.
don't remember Chef Brockett. I remember Lady What's-Her-Face, but I don't remember.
You obviously don't remember Lady
Lady
What's Her
Elaine,
Face.
Lady
Elaine
Elaine.
Fairchild. Did
Lady
you
Elaine
know,
Fairchild.
this is the weirdest thing, and I was only found this out this week, that the actor who played Chef Brockett on
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers has a bit part in a jail cell in Silence of the Lambs. He's one of the friendly criminals who's locked up with Hannibal Lecter. I don't think he's Miggs or anything, but
Now that is a piece of trivia.
yeah.
That's the problem.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Here's the deal. David Sheward, as I don't want to say as usual, but as often, has won the game. Congratulations, David Sheward. You are the king. Joyce will make you a crown. He never got his crown in the mail from Leslie. It never showed up.
I swear to God, I mailed
I
it,
believe
guys.
you.
I'm
I
sorry.
believe you.
But we do have time, and I hope, Michael, just a couple more minutes, because we do have time for one more question. It's our tiebreaker, which we play anyway, even though there's no tie. So this is more typical trivia question. Well, one thing what we ask our guests to do, if you have a piece of paper and a writing implement, we write it down because you all answer at the same time. Feel free to get up out of your chair and run it or holler for the wife.
It's like Jeopardy. It's like Final.
It's like Final Jeopardy, yeah.
I have it at home, but so I don't know
Well,
where.
you know what? If we can,
I'm gonna follow my incredible steel trap memory. I'm gonna.
Okay. So he can when I give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, they will hold up
Say
their
it.
voices to the camera and you can say it out loud. But
Okay.
I'm going to read the question, give them time to write. I'll read the question again, countdown 3, 2, 1, and that's when you'll say, if you know it, what the answer is. Okay, you ready, all of you? All right, here we go. July 29th, 1950. All right. Words. Born today in Hoosick, New York, is this neo-conceptual artist best known for large-scale installations and outdoor and LED displays of words all in caps. Who is this feminist and political-minded creator of truisms and laments?
Damn it, I know that I can see the stuff in my head and I can't think of her name.
Yeah, this would stump me too. I can see it,
I can't.
but yeah.
I can see the works and I can't think of her name.
No idea.
I'm not sure.
All right, well, write down Leslie and David something. And
I love her work. I can't think of her name.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll read the question one more time and give a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then hold up whatever you've got. And Michael, you can make up if you don't know the answer,
He
make
can
up.
say the name of his play.
Say the name of a play. Taylor.
I'll say the name. Okay.
You're me. Okay. The year was 1950. Born today in Hoosick, New York, this neo-conceptual artist, best known for large-scale installations and outdoor and LED displays of words, all in caps. Who is this feminist and political-minded creator of truisms and laments? 3, 2, 1.
A tailor near me.
A Taylor
Oh,
near me.
it's not Judy Chicago. A Taylor near me. I love her work and that's not her name. I mean, it's not Judy Chicago.
This
That's
would have
not-
stumped me too, although we know the name. David, you were a little bit the closest because you got the first initial right.
Oh wow.
I don't know if that helps anybody.
What's the initial?
J.
Jay. I'm not
Did you
anywhere in
something
this
with
at all.
the MoMA recently?
Might have been. Might have been.
I
She-
think she has permanent stuff at MoMA.
well, the woman we're looking for is Jenny Holzer.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, Jenny Holmes.
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
Well,
And then there's Jane Holzer. I could have said Jane Holzer and I still would have been wrong.
oh well, yeah, or Judy or Jeremy, Jeremias.
No,
Anyway,
but there was a Jane Holzer, as we all know, who
Mhm.
got into a lot of trouble.
I
was a
remember who
producer
who
Who
was
was kiting funds.
oh,
Whoa.
like a
Michael knows
Mitchell
that
kind of
one,
thing.
right?
I do.
Whoopsie.
Anyway, we have let me thank first of all the wonderful folks who we have playing the Today Yesterday quiz. First of all, Leslie Hoban Blake. Leslie, any new Two on the Aisle shows or segments?
Yes, we have one in the can and two about to go in. So yes, we're ahead of the
It's a
game.
really great honeymoon.
But we're just finishing up last year because of me, because of my illness. I didn't get to see so many things until late. So everything that we're doing this week is already closed or will have closed by this weekend. So it's just because there's some OCD running in the two of us to get it finished, to do it because we saw it.
But the program
But,
is Two on the Aisle, and you can watch it on the YouTube channel. It's a
Yes.
Two on the Aisle channel on YouTube, right?
Yes, and we have well, no, the show isn't up. What we do is we put up segments. That we do
Right.
3 segments. So
Yeah.
we separate them for YouTube and we put them together for the station.
Right. And you can, by the way, if you happen to be
Half hour
in
show.
Manhattan, you can watch it on Manhattan Cable, Manhattan Neighborhood Network. It's on every other week. But
It's on this coming week, so that would be how to get that.
cool. David Sheward, you are, oh, I didn't get to ask you in 1 minute, what was the most magnificent thing you were in Turkey, you were in
Greece.
Greece also. Tell me. What was
Oh, well,
magnificent?
well, actually, we've been to those countries before, so we had seen the Acropolis and the Parthenon and the Blue Mosque and all of that stuff. So we took it a little bit more easy this time and went to the beach. So my favorite day was being on the beach in Santorini here, which is the
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have all these pictures on Facebook with your shirt off. I'm like, whoa, David, you're looking kind of hot. You're like, ooh. So yeah, but you had a wonderful trip. Was it great?
Yes, we had a great time, and it was literally hot. A few days, it was like being inside a pizza oven. And we did see forest fires off the coast in Turkey.
Oh wow.
You figure off the
You
coast.
didn't have to go to Turkey to see that. You could have stayed here and seen
Yeah,
that.
we did, and we didn't. We were not on any of the Greek islands that had to be evacuated. That'll happen after we left, and we didn't go to any of those specific islands.
Well,
So
David,
we were lucky.
you've been back for almost a week now, so you've also been to the theater. Can people read of yours in culturaldaily.com, theaterlife.com, and totaltheater.com?
I have reviews of Flex at the Mitzi New House
You have to see. I have
in Lincoln Center about a female high school
yeah,
basketball
I
team.
have to get that. Okay.
A review of The Cottage, which we discussed at the top of the show, which is really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun. And on the David desk, I just did some news. Sarah Paulson is going to be doing Appropriate. Aubrey Plaza is doing a revival of Danny in the Deep Blue Sea. Michael Shannon and Paul Sparks are going to do Waiting for Godot.
Where?
News of that. And
Where are they doing it?
Where are they doing that? The Godot.
Godot is going to be a theater for a new audience. In
Great.
Really?
Before you came on, we were talking about
Oh,
Waiting for
theater
Godot.
for wait. Is that Tifna or is that the one on First Avenue?
No, it's in Brooklyn, ain't it? Tifana is in
that's-
Theater
Brooklyn.
for a new
that's
audience
different.
is in
Polanski's
Brooklyn.
Okay, no. I you know what I was thinking of. I was
Theater
thinking
for a
of the
new city.
Yeah,
is
no,
on
I
First
was
Avenue.
thinking of that one. No.
And the David desk, by the
I
way.
couldn't quite imagine him doing that.
And
Okay.
on the David desk, I wrote today, I just posted something about Carol Burnett's appearances on the Tim Conway show. So
Turnabout's fair play.
yeah, Tim Conway had 2 short-lived variety series of his own
Huh.
to extend the theme of reconstructing the Carol Burnett show. I did a blog on Carol and Harvey Korman and Vicki Lawrence's appearances on the Tim Conway show.
Cool. Well, last but far, far from least is our returning friend of the neighborhood, Michael Tucker. The main thing, of course, you can go watch LA Law. Of course, you can go watch him, get the DVDs of NYPD Blue and see him playing with a mustache yet. I can't even imagine. But most importantly, go to Long Branch, New Jersey. Not this week or next week because it's sold out, but buy tickets for the week or two after that to see his play. Yeah.
Michael, it's you wrote this play as well, is that right?
I wrote it and I'm not in it.
Yeah.
It's a 2-character play.
So it's just you and Richard.
James Pickens Jr. and Richard Kind.
Oh, you're not in it.
I'm
you
not
wrote
in
and
it.
you directed. Did you direct it?
I did not. Jim Glossman directed,
Okay.
did a terrific job.
Richard
Okay.
Kind also appeared on Carol Burnett's show several times.
He must have been a child back then.
He was in when she did 2 series in the 1990s called Carol and Company and a revival, a reboot of the Carol Burnett show. And Richard Kind was a regular on both of those shows.
Wow. Okay. This is David Sheward. This is why he wins trivia.
He knows stuff.
Yeah.
David knows stuff.
But the name of Michael Tucker's play is A Tailor for Me.
No, hear me. A tailor, hear me.
Tailor,
Yes.
hear me. Excuse
Taylor
me.
named it.
Get your tickets at njrep.org.
It's a lot of fun.
Please, it sounds really, really delightful. You guys are really delightful. I thank you all
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Best, I want to say you can break legs tonight. It's opening night.
Yes.
Have a
yes.
wonderful time. And we'll
Thank
see you all back in the neighborhood. Thanks so much.
This
Bye-bye.
is fun. Thanks a lot. Nice.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Joyce, make him a crown, please.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, he never got the crown. Have a great week, David.
I can do that.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was working out and then I heard noise. I think they're taking down the 3 big trees, David.
You mean
Yeah, on the other side. So I looked down. I went out. I had my exercise band and my shorts. I was like, oh.
They're taking out trees
I think they're
now?
taking out those big 3 ones. Yeah.
I can't even. I
Yeah.
can't even.
They're probably doing it because of
Because of the what?
because when we had the lightning and it broke. Remember the one?
Oh, if they were struck and they were hurt.
So I think what they're doing here is preventing.
One of the things we have about our backyard is we have this wonderful privacy. Is this wall of pine trees
That might be gone.
that our neighbor
I
has.
know.
We're gonna have to go back to like Marshall's and buy giant shower curtains and just string them along the side of our yard. Oh, but everything changes. And he's a fucking gardener next door.
I know. It's okay.
So we have to buy our own trees, and
Yeah.
oh, that's unbelievable.
It's okay. I mean, I'm sure there's some reason.
And they don't need our permission; it's their trees.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, if our neighbor accidentally, dies this week,
Oh God, I don't say that. God.
I cannot. I'm a mother's child. I'm like
Yeah,
trees.
yeah.
You know, what's the fucking point of having a backyard if you can't have trees that give you shade and privacy
Maybe they'll
and beauty?
Maybe they'll plant something better or different.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
I'm almost 60, so they're gonna get these trees that will look really amazing by the time we have to move out and put me in a home. When I'm in assisted living, the trees that you have, they're great now. I'm like, yeah, thanks. It was such a great day. Oh well.
Oh well, it's still great. I went out. I didn't say anything. I just looked in my shorts and my exercise thing with my exercise band. I looked. I was like, then I shut the door. Yeah.
Anyway, it is July 29th, the last Saturday in July in this 2023 year. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my wonderful wife, Joyce. This is the 905th episode. We're calling it Tuck Everlasting in honor of our very fun guest, Michael Tucker in the neighborhood. We also thank Leslie and David for being with us, and of course, Melvin G. Mims. So, we still have stuff to do. We've got our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, and we have our
So
Greeley
tell me,
Crimes and All
what
Times.
was the title? Was the title of the show from the searching on Google?
Oh, you know what? I don't think we ever.
Oh.
I don't know if I
What's
didn't
the
ask.
show about? Did he say?
Oh well, the show is about this guy who played by Richard Kind.
Oh.
You know who that? Yeah.
I've seen
And he goes to the tailor and he's put on a couple of pounds, And the tailor's like, yeah, can you lay it out? We can't lay it out. So eventually it gets to the point where he has got to get a new suit. He's a tailor, a
Expensive,
nice
yeah,
suit.
yeah.
And apparently that changes both their lives in some way. I haven't seen the play, I haven't read the play. If we want to go to New Jersey, we
It's
can.
a comedy, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And, as I say, it feels like a nice, gentle, kind of playful comedy of the old school, which is exactly the kind of thing I want to sit through in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, like I said, New Jersey Repertory Theater.
And
in
David
January.
won again, of course.
David won rather
I thought
handily.
what time you did the interview? 9:45, right?
Yeah, we did about a 15-minute interview, and
Oh,
then
I
we
thought it
started
was
the
gonna be
quiz.
like a half hour.
Um,
That's what you.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
before we get to Greeley Crimes of All Times, is there anything that we want? We talked about X. We talked about Sinead.
We talked about the lily garden. We talked.
No, we did not. We saw a friend of ours. What are you looking
I
for?
have my phone in the other room
Oh, here's my phone. What are you looking
for
for?
a lily garden.
Oh,
Phone.
well, we went to.
Or just explain it. You could explain.
Yeah,
it.
okay. So we saw a friend of ours who's living in another part of Maryland, close to Washington, D.C. And we figured, okay, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? And it has been blisteringly hot day after day after day. So we didn't really want to schlep around the zoo or, go. But, we figured, let's see. Sorry, I got like ear things happening.
Oh.
Let's see.
Do this.
There we go. There's an arboretum,
Or drink your tea.
and we were in just the right time. We really lucked out because this arboretum, that's about an hour south of where we are, has the annual thing that they do of water lilies. Literally, it's like Monet. Was it Monet? It come to life. Where you walk in, and it's just acres and acres of different kinds of lilies, and they're growing, as they would, out of the water. And it is exquisitely
It's
beautiful.
amazing. All the different kinds, right?
Yeah. And they're all, and what was it? They were hydrophobic.
No, so the leaves, like G was saying, the leaves are hydrophobic because they grow in water.
Mhm.
The leaves don't absorb water because they get it from the stems. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So there was one that was beautiful, a drop of water on, and these lily, you think of frogs on lily pads, they're
Yeah.
enormous.
And you saw the turtle and the frog or turtle?
You saw frogs. I never saw frogs.
Yeah.
I missed the frog.
Yeah.
But I saw a turtle, and I was very happy about that
Yeah.
because they're in ponds. They're in these things. You figure lily pads, lilies.
Mhm.
It never occurred to me frogs are on lily pads. Well, those are the things that lilies kind of grow out of, and these beautiful big flowers, gorgeous, and just acre after acre of this going around in this nice walk. It's probably about a half-mile walk
It was a big
in each
walk,
direction.
yeah.
but it was just a lovely way
Yeah.
to spend it. We should have gone a little bit earlier, so it would have been cooler, but it
Sorry,
was,
yeah.
but still to see it and to enjoy it. It's a public park, so you're not paying $25 to get in. You can donate, of course, but you can walk around. There is, I don't know if it was, we didn't go in, but it was a gift shop or sandwich shop or something like that.
Yeah. There
But-
was,
That's a nice thing, it's also like the Smithsonian. Like, your tax dollars are paying for something besides funneling money to the Ukraine. Your tax dollars are actually paying for you to be able to go to this gorgeous place. It's the Robert Moses idea, whatever you may think of him, and it's yours to enjoy. As long sun up to sundown or however long you want to stay there. I'm like, yeah. Nothing funny happened there. Nothing weird happened there. It was just a lovely.
The dog
moment.
drank the pond water.
Yeah, seemed to be okay.
Oh.
That is the thing. We had Joyce and I had small dogs for a bunch of years. We had 2 dachshunds that we loved a lot, and we were careful with and all these things. And our friend has a bigger dog, not a monster dog, but a dog that's a big ass
50
black
pounds,
lab. Yeah.
maybe 50 pounds?
And Joyce and I was like, oh my God, the dog had, our dogs, had a spoonful of sugar. Oh my God, they can't drink from it. They can't go in the yard. They can't get it. And he's like, he eats everything. It's like, oh, you're having some bagel? Give him some bagel. Well, yeah, having a bit of a crepe. Here, you can have it. Oh, he's thirsty. We can't go. We're having fresh water. Let him drink from the lily pond. It's like, the big dogs, it's like they have stomachs. Like,
Yeah, but then he made many soft poos that day.
well, but they hung together. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But it was kind of funny. It's like, there's some dogs. That's the nice thing about a large monster freaking dog. If it gets into your lunch, you just sort of look at it and it's like, oh, all right. We had some chocolate. How much chocolate do you have? Oh, one cube, fine. If you can have a giant bar, that'll be fine. Our little dogs, it's like, oh, he licked a Hershey bar. Oh my God, let's go to the vet. It's like, so that was kind of cool. And then we had this lovely outdoor lunch.
Well, you had a friend.
I had remember 3 weeks ago, I told the story about
I'm wearing the same pants today too, the bee pants.
the bee pants. Joyce and I told the story. This is true story.
Here's where he sat.
Where
right
I
here.
lost
Here's
my shit. I went
Justin
completely
Bieber.
panic berserk because I was in the car in the park. I got in the parking lot and I'm on the highway, and I noticed that Joyce has a yellow jack bee crawling on her leg. It wasn't even crawling, thank God. I was dying.
It was like
The bee was just like, this is how I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on a woman's lap, which is how most men want to go out anyway.
Yeah.
So they
He didn't sting me.
Thank God.
And these pants, like they're tightly knit, but he could probably.
If he wanted to sting you, if he really thought about it, he could have.
But
he didn't.
Yeah.
But I panicked. I put the car in reverse.
Our friend said, you never know, if you're allergic to after you get stung. Although I was stung by a horsefly, so I don't know. I don't know if that's would help me or hurt me.
I don't know, because there were tons of horseflies at the Lily Park.
Yeah.
They're just all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of them, but I'm not as scared of them as bees.
Darning needles. Remember
Are they the same? Are horseflies and darning needles the same
thing?
thing?
Look like the ones with the big wings, like a stick with wings. Yeah.
They literally look like flying injection points. This is a stick that stings you, and I see them and they're scary, but they're not to me as scary as bees. I don't know why. And you got stung and you say it hurt like hell.
It was my knee. It hurt really bad, but I didn't have anaphylaxis. But my friend said you never know. I was like, oh, thank you.
So we get through, Joyce and I get through this bee incident like 3 weeks before, where I almost crashed the car, but I managed not to, and deal with this dead probably bee.
Yeah.
And then last weekend, or Monday it was, we were out where we have this lovely trip to the park.
Oh, yeah.
And then we go out to have a nice little brunch lunch, outside of this coffee and sandwich place.
Lovely.
Really good food. Sitting there having a lovely time. It's hot, but we have an umbrella over the table, so it's pleasant. And then old Dave is trying to eat a pulled pork sandwich. And as our friend said, this is God getting at you for eating pork, because a bee started just like buzzing all around the table, all near me.
Our friend said bees like meat, which makes no sense to me.
He's
like, they enjoyed that. I'm like, why wouldn't they go for the avocado? I mean, if I were
or lettuce.
Or we had a blueberry pie. Why wouldn't they go for blueberry?
You would think, because a bee always will go for soda. Right, you leave an open can of soda on the thing. Yeah. But no.
I don't understand if that's true yet.
But he's going on my plate.
Yeah.
Right, and literally goes and starts crawling on my plate, and now I'm running. No, I'm not running down the road.
You kind of were running down the road.
I'm like bouncing out of my chair. I'm like, yeah. And our friend who has little tolerance for my neuroses, he's like, it's a bee. He didn't put in so many words, but I'm sure in French he said, "What the fuck is wrong with it? It was a bee." And I sit back down, but now I'm hyper conscious because the bee doesn't go far away. First, it's crawling on the umbrella above me, so I know he's there.
Oh, I didn't see him up there.
Yeah. I can. So if he stays up there, I can manage my sandwich.
By my chair at many points, he was near me.
He was near you, and I was also terrible because I didn't want to swat him so that it would sting you or our friend.
And our friend was like, "Do not swat him; you will make him more angry."
Right.
And all he kept doing was swatting.
His idea of getting rid of the bee is the slow swat. How the fuck this helps? He was going like.
No, I think he was doing Vogue. He was voguing.
Yeah, no. I was like, I'm going to turn the bee gay. And then what the fuck?
No. He was doing I don't know what he was doing with
That is not doing anything.
Maybe he was having some kind a stroke.
Then it's annoying the bee. You're kind of moving. You're going to move him away, but you're not scaring him. So what the hell are you doing? At least if I swat at the thing with my napkin, if I get him, he's gone. Or maybe I'll be like, oh, I don't want to buzz around here. This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I'm bouncing up and down out of my chair trying to finish this meal. And I was trying to tell you, like, you know what? I'm not that hungry. Because our friend is this amazing cook. So we had this big, wonderful breakfast.
But your sandwich looks so good.
It was good. But I said, you know what? Maybe I'm good. I don't need you have the fries. And Joyce was like, no, you want this. You pay for it. You eat it.
I put it on a separate plate and I handed it to you.
And it was like standing 5 feet from the table. And then I had finally the idea. I was like, hey, if we take all the other, and we put it on that table, there was an open table next to us, maybe the bee will go. Didn't work at all. The things that we finished, the leftover stuff we put up.
He wanted the good stuff.
That bee wanted my sandwich. It wanted my, or he was coming after me for stomping to death.
Yes, his friend. He's like a vendetta.
The bee from 2 weeks ago, or the one that we could never find.
Yeah.
He rolled up in your pants.
Yeah, but I rolled him up. But after we rolled him up in the pants, maybe he flew out in the garden.
Maybe, but we remember you ran into the house, threw your pants out.
As I often do.
And then I started just stomping up and down on your pants because I figured the bee was in there somewhere. How he could have flown out if he was rolled up and stomped on, I don't know. But he never turned up in the
we would have found parts
laundry.
Of him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the weird piece. Yeah.
So that was the real fun part of our trip to southern Maryland, semi-southern Maryland, near DC. That was kind of cool. That was kind of neat. And then just eating our friends. I mean, to watch.
Well, you had swordfish.
I had because he made swordfish.
Did you watch him make a crepe? I didn't see him make a crepe.
Well, he has a crepe maker. So he does it exactly like you see. He's got the
yeah.
round circular thing. He's got the ladle. And he puts a little butter on the thing, and then zoop. He flips it in about half a minute, flips it, and then boom, it's a crepe. And he had the thing that I used to love in my 20s and 30s when we would go to. I know you're not a big fan of IHOP, but IHOP used to make a crepe that they called the German style pancakes. And all it was kind of a lemon essence, a lemon curdy thing, and sugar. So it was very mellow, it was very light. I could eat like 20 of them in one sitting. And now probably 25. But just, it was so delicious. And of course they took them off the menu. And of course they got rid of them. And, if you went, and we did, a year or two after, there were still some chefs who've been there, and they remember, by any chance, can you still make that? Oh, we can make that.
Some waiters said they could still put it on the menu somehow.
Yeah, and I was so thrilled. This is exactly what G made.
Yeah.
G is our friend. He made a crepe at home.
Next birthday, we'll get you a crepe maker.
They
have ones like the guy who had it used to have it in Colorado. It was like you know what Leslie got you to make the waffle?
Yeah.
It's like the same thing where you put the crepe on it. Remember we used to make it
Yes.
No, that was waffles.
That was waffles. I know what you're talking about.
I've seen crepe makers like that,
Yeah, you can. It's doable. I watched our friend do it.
Yeah.
And it's very quick because it's a crepe. You don't leave it on there; or it burns. Right. You just and he made one with peanut butter for you. He made, I think.
No, I didn't have peanut butter.
Which
I
one?
just had strawberry and butter.
And he could have done banana. But he had this kind of lemon sauce.
I think he makes them for his family a lot every morning.
Whatever he does, I mean, I was just like, and he made swordfish.
Oh yeah.
He had marinated it, and then he just has this way, and you watch him, and it is like the people on.
We're watching the baking show.
The great baking show, or these cooking shows, where they take it. Joyce sometimes has me cut up her fruit. An apple or red, cut your tomatoes. And it's like, so cut this. Meanwhile, our friend is like,
yeah, but that's what he does.
Yeah, he's not a professional chef. He was never trained that way.
I don't know. I wonder, because he always cooked, and I asked him how he learned to cook,
Yeah.
because I thought it might have been his mom or his granny, but he said his dad really developed the interest in it, and then he learned.
But some people just have that, because it would take me, even if I knew what I was doing, if I learned,
Yeah.
it would take me an hour and a half to do what he does in about
Remember
25
what
minutes.
he said that makes his daughter mad, that he doesn't never follows the same recipe. So like she's always like, I want to learn how to do it, and every time he does it different. She's like, do it the same, because she wants to follow.
Well, I'm all for that. I mean, I believe in, as a creative, as you call me, I believe in it. Like whenever I make, in my limited
you
way.
made the chicken in the new fryer.
I made a good chicken in the air fryer this week. The secret, you put your oil. You do need oil, but you're just not soaking it in oil like a regular fryer. But a little oil
really?
makes it so crispy and good.
Oh wow.
But then it's sort of like I'm looking at the spice rack, and each time it's like, I don't know, Old Bay today? No, beer can
Do we
chicken.
have Old Bay?
Yeah, no, I bought Old Bay.
Oh, I was
certainly
gonna
did.
say, I
It's
don't
good.
think we ever had that.
Yeah. Since we've been living in Maryland, I grabbed
What
an Old
is
Bay.
it really? Like, what is Old Bay made of?
It's like, I think there's a lot of paprika in it. Well, I mean, we have paprika
No,
separately.
I know.
It's like a red, little bit of, it's a little spicy. It's like a chili sort of thing. It's nice. But sometimes I'll want it, and sometimes I know, let me get the other stuff because I put Old Bay on it. All it tastes is the Old Bay. But that kind of decision making appeals to me. That's what's fun to me about, I gotta cook, I gotta get the thing out of the fridge, I gotta clean the plates.
You've made chicken or duck with like Coca-Cola. You've used like odd, like RC Cola, all sorts of unusual stuff.
I love it.
You've tried a lot.
If
of
it
different
works,
things.
I'll do it.
Do you find recipes on the you search for a recipe or just invent it? You did a duck with cherries one time or something with cherries, right?
Because I always do duck with oranges.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love duck with
Maybe
orange sauce.
apples. You have a lot. We have so many apples. Please do something with apple.
I probably could.
Yeah.
Remind me, chicken with apple maybe. So because we don't have a duck, but I'll see if it goes. If it goes with chicken, it probably goes for the duck and vice versa. So, by the way, is anybody even paying attention to this at this point?
They probably cook. People probably are good cooks.
Yeah.
A lot of people know how to cook and do a great job.
Me, because I'm an erotic Jew, I don't fry. I don't put on a frying pan.
Air frying's a little healthier anyway.
Oh, I know. Air fry. I'm in love with my air fryer now.
You have a little one and a big one, so you can make different kind of stuff. Yeah.
Even more, the Foreman was really cool because we don't have like a grill in the backyard, and
it was something new. The Foreman.
Yeah, and the Foreman's great, but it's a pain in the ass to clean. Air fryer, less of a pain in the ass to clean, and it just suddenly you can put a steak in it. You can put I feel like I'm doing a commercial for air fryers, but they really, really can, and they get from both as long as you turn it. I remember I made chicken, as I said, this week, and I say, oh boy, chickens, and I let it go for like half an hour, and then I come down and I think, okay, I put the chicken on the plate, I start cutting into it, and like red purple goo starts coming out. I'm like, okay, it's not ready.
No.
I should have turned them.
You can't have raw chicken. That's like raw pork.
Yeah. So I turned them, and I put it in for another 15 minutes, and it came out like heaven. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, oh my God, if I got this in a restaurant, I would be, it didn't have the sides, and it didn't have the parsley on top or any shit like that. But I was like, this is good.
Did you like your shrimp from the...
Yes, I can report, to those of you who've been following along, I can report that even though it's almost prohibitively expensive for what you get, the Black Plate Special at Mission Barbecue is very good. Every few weeks, they change out their special. When I first started going there, because me loves some barbecue, because I go, oh, ribs, right? Ribs, love ribs. But they have this Black Plate Special that they do, probably military inspired because it's all about America and the veterans, and it's founded by. So, and it was like, not prime rib, but ribeye steak, done like a little Hawaiian style with a little bit of sweet sauce, and like for very reasonable, like $12 or $13 for a nice sized ribeye steak. That is about half the price of any restaurant where you're going to get a ribeye.
Yeah.
And this day and age.
That's true.
And just as good. So every week, Joyce would be like, "Can we go shopping in Hunt Valley?" I'm like, "Yes, okay." Oh wait, Mission Barbecue's there. Yes! Yes!
You're like, can we go after, like, so we're done at 11?
Yeah, she'd be like, well, I'm ready. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, let's watch a little more TV.
Yeah, Watches opens at 11.
But so I run down there, and then the promotion ended, right? Because they changed out their Black Plate special. And so I was like, well, what's the next one? The next one was like a hamburger. And it was perfectly good and reasonably priced, but it was a fucking hamburger, right? And they had that around July 4th and the whole. So they've changed it out now. And I don't know even why a place like this would bother. It's Mission Barbecue. It's about ribs. It's about meat.
Yeah, but maybe they shrimp as they barbecue them, right?
Like shrimp on the Barbie, like
Yeah.
Outback does.
Mhm.
So their big Black Plate special now for a few weeks is going to be shrimp. So I'm like, you know what? What the hell? Something different. I love to try a different thing. Let me try it. And they give you about 8 or 10 shrimp in your, and that's it. That's all you get. You just basically get, and a little piece of cornbread. You get like 8 shrimp on the thing. And it's about $13. So it's more like $1 for a fucking like, little shrimpy thing, which rankles the old Brooklyn Jew in me. But I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. I've got to say, it's yummy. And whatever they do, whatever they put on it, however they grill it, they know what they're doing. It ain't ribs, but I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But I'm hoping at some point they will come back to steaks and chops and things for the Black Plate. Or ribs.
September, she said they changed it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think September.
As there's Hullaby.
And they don't decide. I think it comes from the corporate
Oh, of
office.
course.
Yeah, like it's not like a local.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to throw a giant goat on the barbecue. It's like goat meat
No,
day.
they have to.
Yeah.
It's like a promotion across all of the places. Yeah.
But I love what they do too, because we were driving, and I heard I was dropping you off at school, and we were heading towards the thing, and I hear fire engines, and then I look to the left, and there's like smoke, but the fire engines were going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So like, what the hell? And of course, the smoke is the Mission Barbecue has this Jeep that they put outside the restaurant in the parking lot. And and they're not cooking, they're not doing anything, but they've got the smoke from their
If I
grill.
went down and make tea, will you be mad? I need something.
No, I'll, because I got some other stuff to do, and then you come up, we'll do Greeley Crimes all
Yeah,
times.
okay, I'm gonna make tea.
Yeah.
I just need a cup of tea.
But, so, how do we even we just get there? That's what we do on this show. We just get there eventually. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching Dave's Gone By. This is our 905th edition. Want to remind you that if you want to watch older or listen to older episodes of the show, remember, like we've been saying, that Michael Tucker was first on here with his wife, Jill Eikenberry, back in 2019. They appeared, but we were just transitioning at that point from a video program, from an audio program, from a radio show to a video podcast. So we didn't get to see him. Today we got to see Michael Tucker. He looked great. And so, but if you want to go back and hear our previous interview with Michael Tucker, and I think Rabbi Saul Solomon did that one, all you got to do is go to the website, davesgoneby.com, DAVESGONEBY, davesgoneby.com, and that is where you will find all of the archives of the program from the very first episodes we did back in 2002. There were hour-long radio broadcasts and then 90-minute radio shows up through the years, the wonderful years we were on college radio, where we also played a lot of music. I got to be DJ and do the crazy stuff. That was wonderful years. And we transitioned then into a video show, and now the video podcast that Dave's Gone By is. But throughout all the history, the 20-plus year history of this show, you can watch and listen to 98% of what we have done. A couple of things didn't come out, technical things, but almost everything is saved and listenable and there and, amazing, some of it. So check it out, davesgoneby.com. We also keep our archives. Oh dear, I'm working on a sneeze. Excuse me. You see that in my face? That great sneeze face? You go back and freeze on that. I was like, archive.org. Archive.org is a wonderful not-for-profit website. I have nothing to do with them, but their idea is to collect and gather art and culture and literature from the past 10,000 years, whatever is public domain and whatever they can get their hands on, or they're allowed to. We have a channel there, the Dave's Gone By channel on archive.org. So all of our audio, our video, our skits, our interviews are on that website as well. It's the same stuff as on davesgoneby.com. It's just on this other site. And the nice thing is that in recent months, we have the bandwidth, or whatever the hell it's called, to put higher quality video on there than I can even put on my own website on davesgoneby.com. So check that out as well. If you are just an audio person and you love podcasts and you don't want to sit still and watch a show for 3 hours, remember that you can go to castbox.fm and just hear the audio of every episode. Now, the first 15, 16 years, we were just audio, so it doesn't matter. Now you will miss the video, but you can still listen to the show. So if you're driving along in the car, if you're at the gym, if you're walking around the arboretum looking at water lilies, you can have this voice in your ears for as long as you want to, just by going to castbox.fm and look for the Dave's Gone By, I guess, channel or file on there. Plus, we have our YouTube channel, and we have our, that's about it. I mean, it's, as I say, it's all the same stuff. davesgoneby.com is the real place to start, as well, as well as this Facebook page, where, by the way, you can also message me. You can email me, davesgoneby@aol.com. Check my, I was going to call it a Twitter feed. Check my X feed. And when you say X feed, it sounds like you're no longer feeding it, right? Oh, there's my X. We were together for a while, but now it's my X. It's like, ugh, it's Twitter. Check my feed at Radio Dave 2. Radio Dave, the number 2. And we even have an Instagram page, pointlessly. It's david.lefkowitz for my Instagrammables. And finally, and don't you think it should be finally, davelefkowitz.org is a different website. That is where you can read my writings, my theater reviews, just like David Sheward writes. I covered New York theater since the late 1980s, so I've got hundreds of reviews there, plus interviews with really cool people, plus song lyrics, plus one-act plays, plus all sorts of essays and comic essays. It's all at davelefkowitz.org. So do please check any and all of that out. Well, it is about 17 minutes, it's exactly 17 minutes after 11 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned coming up. We also, we have our Friends of the Daverhood. I'll do that. And then we'll get to Greeley Crimes and Old Times, the Limerick. But Friends of the Daverhood are people who have appeared on this program in months or years past, as we've been saying. Folks that you can go listen to in the archives. Well, we like to say, hey, what are they doing now? What are they up to? These friends of ours. So, of course, we have our brand new friend of the Daverhood. Oh, no, sorry, no, returning, pardon me, our returning friend of the Daverhood, Michael Tucker. Tonight is opening night for his new play, A Tailor Near Me. And it's being done at the New Jersey Repertory Theater in Long Branch, New Jersey. Get your tickets at njrep.org. It is basically sold out for the first 2 weeks, but there are tickets available later in the run. It goes towards late August, so please go see it. Also, David Sheward, read his reviews at culturaldaily.com, totaltheater.com, and theaterlife.com, and check his website, oh my God, I'm blanking on the word, but it's The David Desk, his blog, The David Desk. And of course, watch Leslie Hoban Blake with our friend Charlie Gross on Two on the Aisle. Now, I want to let you know that tomorrow, Sunday, July 30th, Chuck Muckle, one of the greatest names ever, Chuck Muckle will be reading a new play. He'll be doing a reading of a new play called In Love with the Arrow Collar Man. That is being done at the Jefferson Library in Greenwich Village. So go see that in New York. And who knows what will happen with that show after this, but at least they're doing a reading of it there that you can go see tomorrow. And then on August 2nd, Loudon Wainwright III
Oh, wow.
will be at City Winery
He's
in
always
Manhattan.
doing something.
Yeah, he's great. He's Loudon.
How can you
Wainwright III.
constantly work like that? That's a hard schedule.
Oh, by the way, I don't want to interrupt Friends of the Daverhood, but
What?
I just read that one of the great names ever, guest on our show, Chuck Muckle, is doing a reading. Chuck Muckle, right? But don't forget that we also read about this week a set designer on Broadway whose name is Paul Tate DePoo III. Paul Tate.
He comes from a long line of DePoos.
He does. Small DEPOO. Paul Tate
Is that
DePoo
real?
III.
Can that be a real name, DePoo?
It's a real name.
What's
It's
the
a one.
origin of DePoo?
I looked it up somewhere. It's not what you. Well, the origin of DePoo is the
A
guts.
healthy dinner, yeah.
Paul Tate DePoo III. It just it swells my heartstrings. It really does. It's like when I first heard about another designer, Sutarat Larlarb,
Oh, you
who
love
I believe
that,
is
yes.
Sutarat Larlarb,
That's
and Paul Tate
But you
DePoo
told me you
III.
have to have some memorable name when you're in the showbiz, right? So that people remember,
Yeah, but these are
like-
tech. These are not
yeah, but still they're in the
yeah.
biz. Like, who are you gonna call when you have a tech issue?
DePoo.
Yes, get DePoo. Not the
Where's
first,
DePoo?
not the first DePoo or the second DePoo. I want the third DePoo.
Well, it would be Paul Tate DePoo deterred.
Oh.
If you think about that. I know I'm making fun of the name. And then there's Moritz von
You
Stoopnagel.
have to have him on the show.
I know, right? Well, we should have more. We should have Moritz von Stoopnagel, the director, and then designers Paul Tate DePoo
whose
III.
last name sounded like farter. It was a dirt, and I said I didn't realize that, and I
Yeah.
said, oh, like people might come to names, and she's like, yeah, guess what I was called throughout grammar school, because
Wow.
her name it wasn't farter, but it could have been converted to farter.
Wow.
This was in Colorado years ago.
So she wasn't an heiress, she was an heiress, if you know what I'm saying. I hope you don't. Anyway, Paul Tate DePoo
I
III.
gotta ask
He's
him.
not a friend of the neighborhood. I wish maybe he will be.
I think he will be. My prediction would be he's going to be a friend of the neighborhood.
Because he's probably going to get a Tony nomination. I mean, everybody's saying his
Great.
designs
You said
are
it was beautiful, very futuristic.
opulent and very,
Yes.
Paul Tate DePoo III.
I'm curious to see.
By the way, going back to our friends of the neighborhood, Robert Cuccioli is playing Prospero in Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Wow.
That is at the Pennsylvania Shakespeare Festival in Center Valley, PA, running now through the first week of August. So you have like one more week to go see that. Richard Materi, his new play, The Poet, is being done. It's a one-act play, part of the Secret Theater One-Act Festival in Woodside, New York. That is happening for this week and next. Gary Morgenstein's A Black and White Cookie being done in Los Angeles at 905 Theater. That is running through mid-August. Gabriel Barry, he is directing a show called Here You Come Again at the Paper Mill Playhouse in Milburn, New Jersey. So that could
a lot of
be going
activity.
places.
Is it normal for all?
yeah, summer you usually don't get this
No, I was
much.
going to say, you always told me summer was like a downtime.
Well, in terms of Broadway, you've got Tova Feldshuh and Funny Girl at the August Wilson Theater for one more month.
Wow.
Lilias White is in Hadestown at the Walter Kerr, and we know this. Alan Menken has.
What role is he playing, honey, Lilias White?
Lilias White is, well, it's probably pronounced Hermes, but I always would go Hermes or Hermes Simplex too.
Oh,
Well,
gotcha.
yeah, Alan Menken, his music is in Little Shop of Horrors off Broadway and Aladdin on Broadway. And let's get to the cabaret people. K.T. Sullivan is at the Algonquin on Tuesday evenings. Seth Bissenhirsch does his talent showcase at Don't Tell Mama on Tuesdays. Marcus Goldhaber is up in Harlem at room 623 on Sundays. That's up on 119th Street. Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano every Saturday night at Birdland, while Vince Giordano and the Nightwalks
Wow. Yeah.
do two shows on Monday nights at
Good
Birdland.
Lord.
And later on Monday nights, of course,
That's a
is
lot of stuff.
Kim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at
How long has that
Birdland.
been going on?
Jim Caruso just celebrated his
Yeah.
20th anniversary doing the show.
That's awesome.
Birdlandjazz.com.
But he
for
don't
tickets.
have
He doesn't have Mel and G. Well,
905.
no, probably not. He's got 20 years times.
I noticed
Yeah.
that my O is very chunky, and my 5 has a long top thing, right? Like a 5. Look at the 5. The 5 has a top.
Yeah, fun
heading.
side, yeah. I've been trying forever to try and give you better O's, but you know,
And the 9 is,
I just have to look
and
faster.
The 9 is a 6. I think they're good numbers, though.
They're
right?
great numbers, yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
your color palette of brown, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I love brown, just like Paul Tate DePoo the third. DePoo.
Are his sets all in brown? Is that his?
No, I'm just
Non-DePoo?
DePoo. It's that's right. If he uses a different name, it'd be a non-DePoo. I like that. Evan Seplow founded StageBuddy.com, a marvelous website of New York nightlife. Oh, the music changed. Listen to that. What the hell is that?
Oh, you know who likes that? The goat. Wait.
Oh, it's Elgar. All right, quiet it. That's better. Dr. Demento, go to drdemento.com for new and old shows. And a shout out to our beloved Vicky Quaggy, who does her
How's she
shows.
doing? She
She's
wasn't
great.
on the quiz. Is she performing?
Oh, well, she must be. She's either she's traveling to perform, or no, I think after August she's doing that. But she's at the Greenhouse doing late night catechism and other shows. And yeah, and those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Yeah. There we go. Every time I pull one knob and then it starts again.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
iTunes.
too many friends in the neighborhood.
No, I should only have to do
More.
20 more.
I think you should get DePoo on. You
I
got
need
it.
to get Paul Tate to put the
Yes.
third on. And especially if we're on a Tony show, that would
Yeah, or just for the heck of it.
be, yeah.
Do you want more tea?
No, thank you, I'm good.
Did the tea help your throaty bubba?
It's yeah, it is, thank
That
you.
shirt is gorgeous, David. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I think Rabbi Saul should interview him on which Jewish holiday?
Purim.
The Purim, that's right.
Your shirt from a distance, it's flowers, but from a distance it looks like a solar system. It's so pretty.
Yeah, there's a beautiful, we just bought this shirt.
Yeah, navy is everybody's color, but navy is your color. Look at it.
In the Navy.
No, but it's
I
great.
am wearing a shirt.
Look, they even do like inside this part is a different.
Yeah, no, this
Let me
is
see
this.
that. Let me see.
Well, yeah,
Oh, look at that, even blue. I didn't even see that.
well, see? They really,
Oh, and this one has little tails and stuff. Yeah, you're fancy.
I like this shirt. It feels nice. Cottony is a nice,
Yeah.
it's a nice shirt.
It's very
So.
nice.
And this is a nice show. It's almost 11:30,
Oh.
not quite. We have
I'm
really.
thinking maybe we could go. I don't know if Cole should have my slippers, but maybe.
Well, yeah. Like places we should look from yesterday. We were at.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had
didn't
nothing.
know, yeah.
They had nothing. This
Maybe people don't wear slippers. Do people wear slippers anymore?
wow. I don't know if people have feet anymore because
Oh.
everybody's been working from home. We all just
They should
crawl
wear
over to the.
slippers as shoes then.
Yeah, that's true. Or you can go bare. Because if you don't leave your chair, why do you even need feet? They should just.
Because feet hold your body up.
True. All right, maybe we need feet for one or two more generations. After that, we'll just be on our chairs the whole time. No need for feet. Our, fingers to type. They can probably shorten our arms over, the next 100 years.
Oh,
Like
okay.
genetically, God will make
Well,
our
ask
arms much
Potato,
shorter.
he could
So
probably help you. Ask Potato.
Oh, where's Dr. Tater? Yeah, he's. Joyce had some issues with Potato this week because he fancied himself a doctor and she had a headache and he kept prescribing Advil.
Which I
And Joyce cannot take Advil. It's
and
bad
then
for her.
then he went to fentanyl, which I don't think, and he wants to sort of make compounds, Potato, but he doesn't really have any. He said chicken broth, and then he watched
Well,
the bake show, and now he wants to do some creme pat. He said, I don't know what it is, neither does Potato, but that's what he wants.
No, I think he said creme patatas.
Oh,
That would be,
yes.
that'd be more. But Potato, yeah, don't be recommending Advil for someone who can't take Advil.
Well, he doesn't have a degree. He was delicensed. Remember last show you delicensed
Oh,
him?
that's right. We did that. Yeah. So, Ah,
Very good
dang it.
potato.
Don't take the apple.
Whoa! Is that your lawyer talking?
Yes, this has been written for me on my master's hand.
Yeah, but you can't read.
Oh, he memorized it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's working towards his AMA.
How about we bring him into the Greeley Crimes and Old Times?
Let's do that. Greeley Crimes and Old Times is a segment that we've been doing for years. Thank you very much, of course, to the Greeley Tribune newspaper, an actual
And it's
real.
Melvinstein approved. Melvinstein approved.
That's right. Greeley Tribune, which has really just one column now. This will be the last. This is kind of sad. This is going to be, not only might we be losing trees in our yard, but we're going to have the very, very last old time
Whoa.
item in Greeley Crimes and Old Times. It's very sad. So let's play the music. I should play on a slow speed, just to be sad.
You're my best.
Yeah, Greeley Crimes and Old Times. So one item in the Greeley Tribune newspaper that, thank you, Morgan McKenzie, is still going on week after week. Cop log. Phone calls that come into the police dispatch in northern Colorado of people complaining about something going on in their neighborhood. It's public record. They strip the identifiers out, and then they put the funniest ones in the newspaper week after week. We take cop log. We also mix it with, or were mixing it with, a column called 100 Years Ago, where Mike Peters at the Tribune would go through the newspapers back in 1923 and find things that are, to our modern eyes, funny and ridiculous and nostalgic and so forth.
Just amusing.
And we also do some elsewhere stuff
Yeah,
where
yeah.
odd stories come from other places.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have one more time the whole mix of Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Starting next week, it's going to have to be called Greeley Times. We have to change the name of the
Well,
thing.
no, I think you could keep it, and then maybe it will inspire people to do it. I mean, it's a lot of work, so maybe it'll come back. Let's not don't give up the baby with the bathwater. Keep writing. You keep writing. That Morgan McKenzie did you good by getting the new ones. Up
Actually,
again.
honestly, if you have a baby drown in the bathtub,
Yeah.
you are going to throw away both the baby and the bath. You're not going to just leave the
No, but
water.
what they're
You
saying
are going to
is-
take the baby out.
I don't know what that expression means. Don't give up the baby with the bathwater.
I guess it's like don't cut
Don't
off
give
your
up
nose.
everything, or don't
Yeah.
give any, keep something. Don't give up. Don't just give everything up.
But I'm just saying, honestly,
Yeah.
you find your baby dead in the bath. It's like, okay, there's got to
No,
be
I don't
buried.
think that
You don't
they-
keep the
no,
water
I
in
don't
the
think
tub.
they mean that. I think they mean you're washing the baby and you keep what's valuable, but you let
No.
everything else go.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it metaphorically.
I don't know.
I go
don't-
literally.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not a.
Yeah.
I
Unless
just-
you're making soup, in which case you
Oh,
heat
David,
the bath water.
Please stop. Please. I'm
Anyway.
gonna be sick.
A woman on 11th Street. This happened. This is a phone call that came in just a week or two ago in Colorado. A woman on 11th Street called and said, quote, "I'm not telling you what's going on. That's your job to find out."
I like that.
You
It's
know.
like if you go to a psychic and they say, "So what's your name?" or something. It's like that's your job, right?
Well, actually, I would tell that to her. Well, yeah, you should.
Yeah, I think she's right.
So anyway, that's kind of cute. A caller on Center Place Drive, we know where that was, said a man lying on the bus stop bench had his genitals exposed,
Oh.
which I think is just this guy sitting there, lying there on the bench, got all his stuff out. I think that's absolutely awful to do that on a bus stop bench. You're supposed to do that on the subway. So
Gotcha.
we know that. Here's a caller. We're back to 11th Street.
Oh boy.
A caller on 11th Street said Mormons were asked to leave the property several times, but they wouldn't. Yeah.
Whoa.
That property being all of Utah. No, but
That's problematic.
yeah, you don't figure we'll have problems with Mormons disobeying stuff. I don't know. Now, a woman on 16th Street
Yeah.
said
Wait, hold on.
that she found items at the park that could have poisoned animals. Right? We're
Potato.
talking about, was it fentanyl? No, it's not fentanyl. Potato.
Don't squeeze his head, David. You can't take that pressure.
After further research, it appeared to be a disposable hand warmer, she said.
Oh, it's like a little packet. You crush it and it gets warm.
How's that food? How's that poisoned food or anything?
She probably saw the packet and thought it was a packet of
That
something.
animals.
Yeah, like they would eat, but it was just like.
Well, it would be harmful if an animal, if
Yeah, but
a
it wasn't
rodent.
intentional. Probably somebody was cold. They used a hand warmer, and it's garbage.
Yeah. See, why can't people be like 150, 200 years ago and forget these hand warmer things? Just women, put your hands in your muff. What happened to them? Remember muffs? You used to read about them in like Dr. Zhivago and War and Peace. They were nice, furry muffs where you could put your fingers in and you could really work your fingers deep into that muff.
Try one of those.
Oh, good Lord.
Give it the next one, Papa. Here.
All right. Not going with the muff humor, all right now.
I have potato staring at me, so.
I guess you've had more than a muff. Okay, a muff.
Yeah.
All right. A caller at a recreation center
Ooh.
on 10th Avenue said that a screaming man was outside placing items from a cart into the trees.
What?
A caller at a recreation center
Yeah.
found
Why
a
would
guy
Was
taking.
maybe he was doing laundry.
First of all, please, folks, do not give sporting equipment to the woodpeckers. It never goes well. You know what happens there. It's like, Anywho, let's do our very last, perhaps forever, old time item.
Wait a second.
So we thank Mike Peters for his service at the Greeley Tribune. We're hoping he's only on an extended vacation hiatus. It's been a couple of months.
Maybe he just doesn't want to write that stuff anymore. You can't blame him. I mean, enough is enough, right?
I know. But if I had a newspaper that was printing my stuff once or twice
So
a
why
week.
don't you volunteer to do Greeley Old Times?
Well, volunteer
They're
for
not getting-
free.
He's not getting.
He's not
paid.
getting back. I know.
That's
At the Park Theater, the name of the film is causing controversy.
Oh.
Why Girls Leave Home is the movie's name,
Ooh.
and we apologize for that. This is literally written in the papers in 1923. We're asking theatergoers to offer better names. So it's like, what, is the newspaper suddenly going to rename the movie
Yes.
and promote it with a
Yes,
different
of
name?
course. Why Girls Leave Home?
I think one of the suggestions was, get your muff stuffed. Well,
No, I think the other one was like, why is home so crappy?
yeah, right. Yeah. She's leaving home. Bye bye. I don't. Anyway, that I'm literally going to put. You can see me do it here. I'm going to put a big old
Last one.
X along old times. No more. At least temporarily, no more. Sigh. I did check like yesterday, and there's just been nothing new. Sigh. But we do have elsewheres. We do have weird, funny, crazy stories that are in the news that are not from Colorado. In fact, we're going all the way to Ottawa, Canada. This is a Reuters story. Well, I don't understand. How the hell is there any Canada left? You have fires burning for 3 months. How is there any houses available?
I don't understand.
They can't get the fires out. So at some point, isn't it spreading to like everything?
I don't understand that whole process. Yeah.
I think the only time it'll stop is when it gets to one of the hockey rinks, and the ice will see fire, or the fire will see the ice and go like, oh, I'm not going there, and that's where you can stop it. Anyway, this is a warning. Careful how you tweet, or X, as we're calling it now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
A Canadian farmer
Yeah.
has been ordered to pay more than 82,000 Canadian dollars. That's about $4.48. No, that's about 61 grand
For what?
in damages over confusion regarding an emoji. Oh, I hear them cutting down the tree. It
Yeah,
makes.
yeah.
I just want to run out there with a shotgun.
We
And you're
can't,
just
yeah.
like
It's not ours, it's their trees.
I
If they
know.
take the tree down, they take it.
bastards.
Yeah, well,
Chris Achter, the owner of a farming company in Saskatchewan, sent a thumbs up emoji in response to a photograph of a flax buying contract sent to him by a grains buyer in 2021.
okay.
So this buyer sent him a contract,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave, he saw it on his phone and gave a thumbs up, gave an emoji, thumbs up. Months went by, the buyer never got the flax. That started a dispute with the buyer, who assumed that the thumbs up was an agreement to the deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And Achter said, no, it's just a thumbs up that I received the message. The judge disagreed and ruled for the plaintiff.
Yeah, thumbs up means.
Yeah. However, the judge did do it with 2 smiley faces and an eggplant.
That's funny.
No, but would you, if you send something, you hit okay,
Mhm.
is that agreeing to it, or is it just,
I think
you sent it, I got it?
I think you gotta be careful what you tweet.
Because there's no signature, though.
No, but I think it's like an oral agreement. You gotta be careful.
Like a handshake
Yeah,
is
like,
valid in a
but
court
if
of law.
that's like the interpretation of that emoji is, it's okay.
Anyway, so thumber beware, I guess would be the thing. Or even in winter, thumber beware. Yeah, there's a little thumb joke. Shall I do this other? I'll do one more elsewhere, and then we'll get back to Greeley crimes, and then we'll get on to the finale of the program. Lebanon, Pennsylvania, not so far from where we are. Lebanon, PA. And it was just this week. Oh, what pride and excitement they had at the Lebanon Community Fair this week. Volunteers unveiled a 150-foot long Lebanon bologna sandwich.
Ooh, nice.
Every foot-long bite was sponsored at $100 per foot, with the money donated to Lebanon County Christian Ministries. But they're battling against food security. So
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice.
You can make money.
Penn Live reports that the volunteers, their volunteers who were doing all this were called bologna security.
Oh, I love that. It's like the Nathans,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Nathans.
And if you're on bologna security, I would like to meet you. Sorry. They used 600 slices of provolone and 1,200 slices of half-sweet and original Seltzer's Lebanon bologna to create 900 sandwiches, 6 sandwiches per foot.
That's crazy.
Fairgoers did get to eat the sandwich after its thrilling debut. But,
That's good.
sounds small, doesn't it? So it sounds like if I were making a bologna sandwich, I would probably do like 3 or 4 decent slices of bologna. Because if you have that hoagie kind of bread,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a lot of bread. You're not getting any. You get little thin wafer things of bologna, 1 slice of provolone cheese. Okay, the 2-to-1 cheese ratio. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go back to some recent brand new crimes from northern Colorado, from Greeley. These are items that came into the police department. For example, a caller, hey, speaking of sandwiches, a caller at a Sammy shop on 25th Street said a man wearing a medical boot on his leg stole money out of the tip jar.
Oh, that's not good. Those
That's
tips go to the workers.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Like, he's wearing a
You
medical
catch
boot.
him,
Can't
yeah.
you? Yeah, he's like, he's getting away!
Clunk, clunk.
It's like, I gotta finish these serving people for, how far can you go?
I can't make a cappuccino.
He's got his getaway crutch.
I know.
And you can't. It's a conundrum now. Like every Walgreens, everybody's stealing everything. The employees are fired if they go after, because if the employees get killed or shot, they can sue if they live. So it's just
I
this
think most
awful
places have
mess.
cameras so that you can.
No, it's worked into the prices of things that they assume thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars get stolen, and it's just like that's part of it. If you see something, don't say it. Don't engage. Let the person go. Don't go after them because bad things could happen, and then let the customers pay the whatever. Anyway, a caller at a taco restaurant 8th and 9th
Uh-oh, very close to Ethan.
said, at the taco restaurant, said that a woman was in the bathroom stall for 3 hours.
Oh my God, well, there you go.
And the caller said, you know, if she goes for one more hour, that becomes unusual here. I mean, you know, they really, in taco places, they should just have a stall right by every table. Like you're eating, because, you know, it comes upon you quickly when you're that kind of thing. They're like, oh, you're having a wonderful conversation. I just need a second. You know, boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me have another bite. Oh, go back. I think that would be, you know, the way you do it. All right, let's do one or two more crimes. A caller at a fashion retailer on Center Place Drive said a customer came in wearing a mask and a trench coat and then asked if they had any black gloves.
Halloween party?
I remember this was literally a week or 2 or 3 ago. We're not going back to October here. So,
Okay.
a mask, a trench coat, and a mask everybody's wearing, but
David,
you
you
know,
have to complete the ensemble. Come on.
it is what all the best dressed axe murderers are wearing these days. Yeah.
Yes, get some gloves, my friend.
Anyway, all right, that, my friends, is Greeley crimes and old times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, he was not.
I'm sure that you agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
But he is getting
Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi.
Yippee-yi, 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 yi, yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, yippee-yi, it is the Dave's Gone By, Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. That siren's just going in. Is there more calls coming into the police department? I hope not.
I did think the guy wanted to go out.
I'm going to call the cops on our next door neighbors now.
You can,
This
it's
is,
their stuff. It's their stuff.
Send them back to Mexico.
Hey.
I
I think like it's upsetting to us because we like it, but you know, maybe they might have some disease. We don't know.
So they'll probably be fine for like 5 more years. Let the disease kill them and then take them away.
Maybe they'll put different stuff.
Maybe. Anywho, we've done so much today. We've had our Greeley Crimes at All Times. We had a wonderful visit from Michael Tucker talking about his play that's opening tonight in New Jersey called Taylor Near Me. Get your tickets for later in the run at njrep.org.
Nice,
Leslie Hoban Blake and David Sheward, as usual, our trivia
Seems
champion.
to have a good time on this vacation too.
We talked about the Arboretum seeing the lilies. We talked about Sinead O'Connor not seeing, you know, pushing up the daisies. Talked about what else? Everything, yeah, X and Twitter and all of this and that.
And
So,
we talked about Japan.
Paul Tate Depew the third. What else can we possibly? Oh yes, why? We can be poetical, because ladies and gentlemen, Joyce and I lived in Colorado for a bunch of years, and old Dave took it into his head to start writing a poem about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. And there are, I won't say 300, but there's more than 250 there now. You can read them at davelefkowitz.org, but it's more fun once a week to come out here and share one with you. There's a brand new one, because today we're going to Rocky Ford, Colorado. That's a place, Rocky Ford, Colorado. I've written a horrible 5-line poem about it, and I'm going to share it with you as our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
I get high on Advil. That's right, Potato. He gets high on Advil. So here we go. We're going to tell you a little bit about Rocky Ford, Colorado. Not really that much to tell. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. It is a city. It's actually not so tiny. It's a city of about 4,000 people in southeastern Colorado, and it is named because literally it's along a rocky ford along the Arkansas River. What is a river ford? I should have looked that up.
I think it's like a cliff. I don't know.
Oh,
Give me your phone. I don't have my phone. I'll look it
yeah.
up.
What is it? I mean, we have a river Subaru, but I'm kind of wondering what a rocky little ford joke there. Yeah, what is a ford? Well, you ford a river. You kind of go into it. What is it?
I'll look it up. River Ford.
Yeah.
F-O-R-D, right?
Yeah. As opposed to a fjord, which is a different river
Oh,
town.
no.
Yeah.
River Ford Crossing.
Hmm. Is it like a tributary that you can kind of get into, or what is it?
Oh, I gotta go back. It's giving me maps.
Hmm.
What is a river ford?
According to Wikipedia, a ford is a shallow place with good footing where a river or stream may be crossed by wading or inside
Oh, it's a low
A
part.
little shallow place where you can kind of get into the river. Okay. Maybe that's why they call it ford. Well, no, they call it ford
It's a
ford because
crossing. in the
there's a
river.
guy named Ford. Okay. All right. So there's access, shallow access to a nice river, which is probably why they founded a town there, the town called Rocky Ford. And it's also known, amazingly enough, this is Colorado now,
Okay.
their crop, watermelon and cantaloupe.
Wow.
The soil there really, really works for watermelon and cantaloupe, which, and
It's
apparently,
northern part of Colorado, yeah.
if you go to the official website for Rocky Ford, it has, quote, since 1887, the sweet melon capital. The sweet melon capital. I just thought that was Dolly Parton. But a fifth of the population are below the poverty line. But at least I guess they have melons to eat. There's a farmer's market, and then they have, it has the feel of a sparse kind of city, apparently. The Rocky, and then, you need to please look up on my phone.
Okay.
The mascot
Okay.
for the local high school
Okay.
is the Rocky Mountain, the Rocky Ford High School, the Melineer.
What is the Melineer mascot for Rocky Mountain Ford High School? Running for best food-based mascot?
Just the image. Yeah. The image, yes. I just saw the look on Joyce's face. I love Greeley.
That is not the best, and quite honestly, out of all the food-based mascots, I would not say that's the best. Would you?
It's a Melineer!
It's a watermelon with hands and feet.
And wearing wrestling
Oh, let me
trunks.
see. I didn't see that.
Because
Oh,
that's what he's in wrestling trunks.
so he's a
Going like,
wrestler.
"Arr."
He looks mad. Oh yeah, he is wearing wrestling. Oh no, now he has golf. He also
Oh
plays
yeah,
golf.
he does some other sports, but it's a melon in wrestling trunks,
I want to
looking
see the
angry.
real one. Like, how do they?
You want to see a real melon?
No, I want to see like how they, how he looks in real life.
Oh, like when
Is
he's.
there like a
Do they have
stuffed
one where he's in the
No,
stands?
No.
I don't think they have the money there. They're below the poverty line. They probably don't have the money to make a costume for some idiot to walk along the stands as the Melineer. But and we have had Melanie on the program, the Woodstock singer, but that's also rather different. Oh, but honey, the Melineer.
No.
No?
Just say no to the Melineer.
You know who could design a costume for him?
No.
Even though he's a set designer, Paul Tate Tapu III.
I think he could make him look better. He'd be more stylish.
Yeah.
Like an Oscar or Emmy or.
Sweet as a melon would be. Anyway, yeah. With that in mind, the Melineer in your head, I now share with you our Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Rocky Ford. A girl I went steady with in Rocky Ford. I thought I admired, I thought I adored. She filled up my nights with carnal delights, but gave me the clap as a lifetime reward. Send your comments and complaints to davesgoneby@aol.com.
That's worse than the Melineer.
Thank you. davesgoneby@aol.com. You can also post your messages right here on Facebook or message me directly. Instant message me on, it's not even, I keep calling Facebook Mega now. Facebook is Meta,
yeah.
Twitter
And
is
they have,
X.
and Facebook has threads. I think threads are their version of
Oh,
Twitter.
yeah, well, at least that's a new, different thing. Everything's going to be called everything
We
else
have
now.
to look at that, yeah.
Well, right now you're watching me on your computer. Maybe in 2 years it's going to be a Glumka. So when you
What's a
open your
Glumka?
Glumka and you load up your Glumka, I have to delete tons of audio files from my Glumka because I'm running out of space to even download the show at the end of the day.
There's something called Glunka Kaka 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 Ka on Titans.
Really?
Yeah.
What is Titans though? Is that? Yeah. Oh, Teen Titans Go. We used to watch that. Yeah. So I guess we can't. If you start naming computers that, it would be copyright infringement.
Yeah.
It's breakfast glunk ka 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 part 1. Yeah. Everything you can think of has already been thought of by someone else. You know, any stupid thing, any joke, anything. Everything has really been done. We're just repackaging in new bottles.
Of course.
Anyway, this has been Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my marvelous wife Joyce. Dr. Potato has been with us, of course, as has Melvin G. Mintz, and as has, of course, Michael Tucker.
What a great guest.
Yeah, he was really nice, really,
Yeah,
and
really enjoyable.
very down to earth, very Hamish, and a talented man. He's got a fun play starring Richard Kind and James Pickens Jr. They're in New Jersey at New Jersey Repertory
Will
Theater.
it come to Broadway? Is that the goal? Or
I don't think Broadway will not be the goal for a show like this, but it might hit something like
Off Broadway.
New World Stages or 59. It's selling really well.
Well, 2 people, and
Yeah.
they could do it anywhere.
Cheap to produce, plus Richard Kind is a name. I mean, everybody knows who he
I
is.
know that name.
Pickens is too. I just never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
But
The Grey's Anatomy people love their casting.
so between that and people know who Michael Tucker is, and it sounds like a cute summer, nice, fun play. Although if they bring it to New York, it would have to be in the fall or winter. But go see it. It's called A Tailor Near Me. Tickets at njrep.org. Go and one more shout out to David Sheward and Leslie Hoban Blake. Please go to davesgoneby.com for our archives. Please go to davelefkowitz.org for my writing. Please have a fine week despite the continued heat wave everywhere. What else? We talked? Oh, and yesterday, yeah, how time goes. Sometimes time expands, sometimes it contracts. But yesterday marked the 1-year anniversary of Joyce and I buying the house that we're in right now. We didn't move in.
I can't believe years passed even.
Yeah, we weren't here. We had bought it. Then we went away for a week while they painted and did some other stuff. But yesterday was the day that we purchased this lovely house that is losing its trees.
They're not ours. We can't.
I know. And it's been wonderful, but we had a little leak of the shower, so that it's the up and down of home ownership. It is what it is, right?
Correct.
But we have some wonderful neighbors and just some lovely rooms and great views, and it's been a nice, knock wood, place to live for the past year, and hopefully many more years to come. Well, they're all wonderful years as long as I have my wonderful, adorable, and darling wife, Joyce. We'll get you. Let's hold up the slipper one more time, just to show the people the calamity that we're
I
dealing.
need water from Walgreens more than my slippers.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll go there.
So look at this. Is this tragic? I'm sorry about Sinead O'Connor. I'm sorry about Randy Meisner. Sorry about
I'm glad
couple
that
of
you read
screenwriters
that
died.
they were acetone, right? That they were deer form.
Oh, there is
and
stuff,
I
yeah.
couldn't find
But
it.
this is just.
Yeah. Oh no, not on my slipper. Not on my slipper.
Anyway.
And we can't even blame a pet for doing it because we ain't got no pet.
Good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. We will see you next Saturday. It'll be the first Saturday in August of 2023 with the 906th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the street. So until then, enjoy your Dave's going by. Have a great week from me and Joyce. And gone. Where's my music? Bye.
Days gone by, days gone by, days gone by, days gone by, days gone by.
My trees. Take an Advil.